on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't seen.
Welcome back to 1 a.m. podcast. I'm Rashad Milligan, joined here today by RB Mo. Mo, how you feeling today, sir?
Man, feeling good, man. Can't complain. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for asking. Of course, we have to send one up for our boy Jelani right now, man, who's up road right now. He not feeling too well, so we gonna hold it down for him this week and everything like that. I got my I got my like little allergy joint going on today too, but I'm waiting to the very end of the day till I finish everything to take Benadryl because once you take Benadryl, it's wraps for the day. You done.
Bro, facts. Yeah, I was my allergy been acting up too. And last night and I took some more this morning and I was looking at it and it didn't say nothing about drowsy, but man, I was at work ready to knock out, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Oh yeah. You can't have no day with no Benadryl. Like you need to make sure everything you need to do for that day is done before you take your Benadryl, bro.
Right. No,
I used to be going to school on the Benadryl though, like just out of it, just sitting in class, just out of it, bro.
That boy used to be geeked up.
Geeked up. My mom, she tried to stop me from taking the Benadryl. She said, I believe you. What you call you addicted to it? I said, Mom, I just have allergic allergic reactions, man. Like I need this to survive.
Nah, I feel you on that, man. Yeah, I don't know what it is lately, bro. This year, my allergies have been horrible, bro. Like I've been having to take Claritin consistently, Alka-Seltzer, all that stuff, bro.
Yeah, mine just really kicked up this weekend, and I thought it was from last Friday. I rode with my sports editor up the road for like an hour long road trip, and he has cats and dogs. So, his car has some shedding in it. So I'm thinking when I get back and my allergies start acting up, I'm like, oh, that's just his car. Bro, it's been darn near a week later. It's Thursday. That was Friday when I rode with him. And my allergies feel like they acting up more than ever. I've been twitching all week. I thought it was stress. I brought the stress ball with me to work today. I felt better squeezing it and stuff like that. I got a lot of rest during my off day on Wednesday. I got 8 hours, and then I took a nap after I fixed me something to eat for lunch, and I was still just like tired. I'm like, bro. I mean, no, I wasn't tired. My eye was still twitching, so I was like, what is going on? I didn't know what was going on. But I think today, between all the sneezing and drowsy and stuffed ears and everything, I was like, it's my allergies, bro.
No, facts. Bro, when I was in high school, my allergy used to be really bad. And I remember one time, I don't know if you remember this, bro. I had, it was like 2 days. I came to school and my eyes were bloodshot red. And yeah, bro, I remember being in class, bro, and it's like I didn't want to look at nobody because everybody be sitting there staring at me like, why is his eyes so red? And everybody just thought I was high. I ain't even smoke or do nothing at the time, bro. So I remember one time I was in my Latin class and this one girl was just I had my head down the whole time, and then I lift my head up to answer a question, and then and everybody started looking, and then one girl was like, "Damn, I want what you've been smoking on." I'm like, bro, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to chill.
Nah. Today was my day to film something for work. I got to do one once a week, and I always do it on Thursdays. So I went outside or whatever, and I had to film it on my phone because the lady who usually edits it from the studio with the green screen and everything like that, she's off. She's on vacation. So I went outside and I found a nice little spot to do it, and I'm recording. And it's closer to your phone. It's closer to your face when you're recording in selfie mode by yourself. So I could see everything in my face and everything up close to me, and my eye is my right eye was just and I was like, dang, bro. I was thinking about bringing my shades while I was in the office, but I didn't bring it out because I didn't want people being like, oh, he think he Hollywood, he think he did. I'm like, bro, I should have just brought my shades, bro, because you know how you pay attention to every single little thing it is when it's you on the video and stuff like that. So yeah.
One thing I will say, It's interesting you bring that up. This is just like a random, like kind of off track. But one thing that helped me with like, self-consciousness in life, bro, that realization that people don't pay attention to you as much as you pay attention to you,
100%, 100%. But there is every now and again, like you do be thinking about stuff, you know what I'm saying, about how you present yourself for sure.
No, definitely, bro. No, and that's why I say it definitely, I feel most times people don't be paying attention. And so, but it's still like the little stuff you're like, just in the off chance that somebody does pay attention to this, it's like, man, but I was just really just saying just in general, like that's one thing I know when I was younger, like I wouldn't say I was necessarily subconscious, but I was like, I guess in the sense I was, but I don't really feel like it wasn't like a self-conscious where just like I was like had low self-esteem with it. It was just like sometimes you get mindful of like, cause I notice a lot of little stuff, especially about myself. So when I'm out in public, I be thinking people notice me like stuff like that too. But then you realize like, bro, people don't pay attention like that. But
Yeah, everybody has their own problems, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, look who in the chat already supporting you, man, before we even get into it.
hey, it's good, bro.
man.
Hey,
So
hey, today was a tough.
it's gonna be one of them episodes for sure. It's gonna be a classic. It's gonna be a classic, but we gotta work our way into it. We gotta ease our way into it and things of that sort, man. Like
no facts.
But going back to it, bro, like I'm extremely like it's weird because I could be extremely self-conscious, but I'm also extremely like probably the more nonchalant people like people like say they come across. So it's weird. Like sometimes I really care, sometimes I don't care at all. It's just like it's kind of no in between. But I would say I think a lot of times it is on you as well, of just like not how other people perceive you, but how like, you know what I'm saying, just for yourself. Like it's like, do I really be want to walk around with one busted red eye around here? You know what I'm saying? When I could just put on some shades.
Right.
No, so facts. It's like little things, because like little things that you'll notice, even if other people don't notice it in your mind, to just deal with I don't have to worry about that. You could just try to handle it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is someone who said this, Aaliyah, shout out to Aaliyah Godson, find me in a secret place. She does a Bible study I go to on YouTube every Saturday. Aaliyah said that as she got older and matured, she realized that self-consciousness was really just selfishness. I said, oh, that's hard. She said, because at the center of self-consciousness is self. You always thinking, oh, hey, these people are judging me based off of how I do my sets. They're judging me off of my reps and this and that. And it's like, ain't nobody paying attention to you. The world don't revolve around you. The main character syndrome, everything like that. And it's like, dang, when I heard that, I said, dang, like that flipped around a lot for me. I ain't gonna lie. Even though I like you said, I got past a lot of that, like, in my earlier years, but a lot so from my friends when they're like, hey, is this good? Is this good? Before you walk in somewhere. I got anything on my face? Is it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you see stuff like that, it's like, dang, I know how to like approach this next time when giving a friend advice.
Nah, facts, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. The last thing that made me self-conscious, bro, was last year I was at work, and the girl has said, she was like, yo, you walk like you got thick thighs. And I said, what? Yo, like it just threw me off, bro. And I was just like, but she like, no, it's not bad. And then like, so from there, I was kind of like, I was really trying to analyze my walk. And then she was like, no, but it's like, it's not that deep though. And I was just like, okay, but that was just a crazy thing to say,
100%. Like I don't know how I'd be acting after someone told me that.
Yeah, bro. Nah, but one thing that I always forget about that I feel like made me a little self-conscious growing up, my lisp.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
My lisp, like I don't really care about that no more. And I honestly forget that I have a lisp most times. I think, and I feel like people don't even notice it until somebody randomly brings it up. And then it's always like in the most random way, like like, say you like you joking with somebody, it's usually a girl. Like, I'm like joking with a girl or something like that, and I say something that should be like, they'd be like, oh, like one girl, she killed me. Like I said something to her, and she was like, vuh, vuh, vuh. I was like, oh, I was like, yo, I was like, my bad.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that like you just grow up with, bro. Like you say, like you self-conscious of like it was probably for me my mole. You know what I'm saying? Like as a kid, I think I started to grow a mole like at 7 on my cheek. And like when I was 7 or whatever, like it affected me. But then like you grow up and it just becomes so much a part of your life, you forget that you even have it until someone points it out. And then it's like, oh yeah, and then it's like, yeah, it's there. It's just like I had no choice. Like, what else? What am I supposed to do? And other people are like, oh yeah, I had a mole on my leg and I cut it off. I was like, I'm not about to try that on my face, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's not that deep.
Yeah, it's never been that deep. But yeah, man. Like in the meantime, at the time we're recording this, the Dodgers just won. They've advanced in the playoffs. They won 2-1, but they won in 11 innings. So that was something. Like I just received a text message. It was like, "Wow, Dodgers!" And I was like, "What happened?" I was like, "11 innings," and so they just won on a walk off.
Yeah, I was watching the game. I like because it ended like probably within like the first 2 minutes of us starting. I was and I saw it. Yeah, because I had I put a few dollars on the Phillies to win, man. I was a little sick about that one, bro.
Yeah, nah. I can imagine. Prayers up to Philly, man. Y'all stay safe out there, everything. But man, okay, let's get into it, bro. So we're gonna start off with this Sam Foster. So I reacted to this earlier this morning on stream, and I think it's just this might be the most interesting mayoral race in America right now. And it just happens to be in our hometown. It's 24-year-old Sam Foster. He's a 24-year-old black man, as you guys can see, versus 78-year-old Mayor Tomlin, who's been the mayor since we were in high school. Mo and I were in high school. And like I said this morning, we haven't been in high school in 13 years. So he's going for he's currently 78. So he'll be in office if he reelected until he's 82. And this will be like his 6th term in a row. So this is Sam's page.
He got a whole park named. He had a park named after him when we was in high school, bro.
Like, shout out Mayor Tomlin, bro. I said I had no problem with Mayor Tomlin, this and that. And I seen some of the stuff on Sam's page. I said, hey, Mayor Tomlin did what?
No, crazy because I remember I was thinking the same thing. I didn't know that Sam Foster was running at first. But then I saw, and honestly, I didn't know. I saw something about Mayor Tomlin, and I was like, dang, he's still there. And but then when I saw this, I was like, yeah, it's time for a switch,
bruh. And the comments in Facebook is so defensive, bruh. I said, bruh, I get it. Mayor Tomlin, a cool dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like he cool as ever. Like he just show up to the little events, hand you your key to the city, hand you your little certificate, give you a firm handshake, and go about his day. He don't cause no problems. I ain't got no problem with Mayor Tomlin, but he's 78. This is like at the end of the day, it's a job where you have to do stuff, bruh. And I don't mind putting the 78-year-old to sit down. I have no problem with it, bruh. So when I see my fellow, I'm saying, people that I grew up with, I'm saying, a lot of them on one side of the spectrum and things of that sort, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me because it's like, bro, he's 78. Like, what more? Like, I get it that that's your man's and that's been your man since 2010, but it's 2025. Like, come on, let's be serious now, bro. Like, you have 15 years to make whatever changes he wanted to make to the city. Go ahead, Mo.
Well, I'm going to say, crazy. The one thing about Marietta is it's a very, I don't want to say old money, but old, like, tradition town.
That's exactly what I was saying, bro.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people that, their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, and so forth, all the way. I remember being in 8th grade, like they was talking about we're going to take a field trip to some girl's house because they didn't have it since the Civil War, and it's like stuff like that where these people have been like ingrained into this city for so long, even the black people. You know,
That's what I was about to say. I was like, isn't that even just the white people that have that history and lineage? It's one group chat that I have, where it's like kids that I went to like after school program with in elementary school and things of that sort. And like they were talking about I showed them something cool that I saw on Facebook about Lemon Street. Lemon Street, for those of y'all who don't know, it was a black only school before integration in Marietta. So like I saw this cool old picture from Lemon Street High School, and I showed it to them like, "Ooh, this is so cool." And they was like, "Yeah, my grandma tell me about that all the time." And they was like, "Yeah, my grandma went there." And then they was like, "I'm pretty sure everybody in here grandparents went to Lemon Street." I was like, "My mom's not from Marietta. Like, my mom's from North Carolina. My dad's from Jersey, bro. Like, I thought that was normal that like black people, their parents migrated to Atlanta because like the big kind of boom of Atlanta and the South." But apparently all y'all is already from here. Like I had no clue. I found this out as like a 29-year-old, 30-year-old man. But yeah, like that's just how Marietta is. This kid right here, I found out he's not from Marietta. And when I found that out, I was like, ooh, they ain't gonna like that.
oh yeah, I didn't know that. I would have swore he would have.
This dude, you know how he came to Marietta? He went to Southern Poly, bro.
Southern Poly still a thing?
No, Kennesaw State Marietta campus. Like he said, I came down here to go to KSU, and I said KSU, that's out there. And then he said KSU Marietta campus. I said, oh, Southern Poly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. When you said Southern Poly, I was like, how old is that kid again?
yeah, no. He went to Southern Poly, so I was like, oh, they're not gonna like that. But here's some of his videos, and we'll go from there. Whenever it loads, hold on, let me see. Hold on, because I seen some. He is exposing some crazy stuff about Mayor Tomlin, bro. Let me see.
Hey guys, the disclosure deadline is tonight. The disclosure deadline.
This one they reached 40.
I'm about to ask you something you've never heard me ask before. We are really close to our fundraising goal, and we just need a little bit more money. So if you could be a really awesome sport and give us $5, it would be really appreciated, and it would help us beat the establishment in Marietta. I'm about to ask you.
And this man has raised the reason why this is like the most interesting story in America, like most interesting mayor story in America. The 24-year-old black dude has raised 4 times more dollars than the 78-year-old white man, which is crazy. But yeah, I actually reached out to Sam to bring him on tonight, and he didn't get back to me, but I sent it to him like 5 hours ago. So I was like shooting up a Hail Mary, see if he come on the pod. But I'd love for him to come on the pod and talk to us as, Marietta, how you say it? Marietta natives?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Marietta natives and alumni.
Our system is.
But it was something. Where is that,
right
bro?
now, we're dealing with a city government.
He had something that I was like, yo, I did not know that, bro.
This is Marietta. We're just getting back.
This ain't it.
Hi, KSU. I'm Sam Foster, and I'm running for mayor. 2 years ago, the mayor vetoed a mixed-use project. Hey, guys, the disclosure deadline.
Okay,
I'm about to ask
I'll tell you what it is. He said that Mayor Tomlin vetoed making Juneteenth a holiday, bro.
Yeah, you're just on the video.
What video was it? This one?
No.
2 years ago, Hi, KSU.
No, keep going down. It was in the caption.
It's official. We now it's
the title.
Hi, KSU. Hey, guys.
I'm about to. Hi.
Oh, this one.
I'm about to ask you something you've never heard me ask before.
Oh, so he didn't even say it. He just.
I'm about to ask you something you've never heard me ask before. I'm about to ask.
But when I seen that, I said, bro, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I did not know that, bro.
I said, Mayor Tomlin was cool. Like I said, he showed to the little parade. You know what I'm saying? Wave the little wear his Marietta hat, show up to the game. Right. It's crazy, bro.
Yo, didn't Johnny Walker run for mayor at one point?
Johnny Walker is a city councilman, but I believe he did run for mayor at one point. But he's all team Tomlin right now. Like he talking down. He like, now keep in mind, most of the people that donated for him aren't from Marietta. And I'm like, dang, bro, like y'all really going up for y'all, man.
No, facts. I mean, that's why I kind of figured probably that because they see a young black kid, that's Probably well educated. And they see it's like it's time for a switch. So I'm sure he is, because the person that I first heard about it from was Grits and Eggs.
Oh wow! Oh yeah. Like this got to be the most interesting marriage race in America right now, bro.
No, facts, bro. Yeah, so I mean, hey, I'm rooting for my boy. I might throw a few dollars in the campaign, man.
I wish I still lived in Marietta. My address, as you guys know, is not in Marietta anymore. So yeah,
No,
there's that.
facts.
But yeah, like this is. But I mean, but on top of him being black and young, he's not from Marietta. So it's
Yeah.
like everything against what they want and what's like the norm over there, bro.
Nah, facts, bro.
I wonder
Yeah,
if he's gonna win though, because it's like you can have all this support online and like from outside of Marietta, but like the people in Marietta are the only people that matter.
right.
So I'm very interested to see if he wins.
Yeah, nah, it's gonna be a good race. I think he'll probably can KSU students vote.
That's what he was saying. He's saying KSU students, he was like the deadline to register to vote is, and then he gave him a deadline and stuff like that. So he was trying to encourage them. So we'll see.
Yeah. Cause funny, when I was at Southern, I was not worried about who the mayor of Statesboro was.
But I mean, but if a 24-year-old black kid that just graduated from Southern was running, right? You might be interested, right?
No, facts, exactly. No,
It's not an element. It's not an element. Let me see this is the one right here.
Sam Foster. I'm running for mayor of Marietta. I'm going to show you something really cool. This is when the mayor vetoed Juneteenth.
Please indicate your vote.
Oh, he got the. Okay. My bad. I didn't see this, so I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. Okay, all right. I'm gonna play it. Dang, hold on. Let me read these names. Hold on, cause our boy on city council too. Joseph, where Joseph at? Joseph said yes. Okay, Joseph. All right, hey. I had to check my boy real quick. Wait. What Johnny Walker? Johnny Walker said no.
Yeah,
Johnny
of course,
Walker.
Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker about as old as old dude, bro.
Hey, look. Hey, I was on Johnny Walker page the other day, and just to scroll to see like what he had from 2013, right? Bro, tell me why Nicole up there. I said, bro, she ain't even go to me.
Nicole who?
Nicole.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. How did he get a picture of her?
From prom.
Oh, wow.
But I'm like, it's ironic because like everybody don't make it onto Johnny Walker Facebook page. He put everybody under the page joint on his website.
Right.
So I was like, oh man, when I saw that, I was like, that's
right.
crazy.
That was the era in high school where everybody used to siphon those Johnny Walker pictures.
Oh yeah, they said the proof. It got proof all over your head, your forehead.
Yeah, but it'd be like, hey, whatever.
Yeah. The proof mean it's official, bro.
Right.
Dang, Johnny Walker said no to the blacks, but you be photographing the blacks every week at the football game.
Man, that don't mean nothing to him, bro.
Who's Cheryl Richardson? Do we know her? Nah. But Joseph Goldstein, my boy Joseph, boy, I ain't gonna lie, he kept it solid. You surprised by Joseph or nah?
Nah. My boy always been solid, bro.
I think anybody under the age of 50 was a guarantee.
Man, and I think honestly, Joseph, the older people, even if Joseph felt like he wanted to, he know for the sake of his politician career, his political career, right, that him voting no on that, because he knew it was going to probably get passed regardless,
Right, yeah.
So it was just like, because think about it, if he would have said no, let's say in a few years from now, he wants to run for mayor or some type of congressional seat, they're going to bring that up, just like they're bringing it up for Tumlin.
Yeah. And Joseph went to school with us, bro. So it's like, we know him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's different when you go to school and you're younger. You have more people who are your age still alive that's voting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you want to turn your back against your peers at a younger age? If you want to expose this, you got to expose this when you older. You're already out the door. But why was it this close in Marietta, bro? That's some Marietta stuff. 4-3. Why was it even 4-3, bro?
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's two sides, bro. Like, really, like, just to be honest, it's always been with Marietta. I feel there is, especially with the older people, and so I think our generation, there was a lot of people, you know, you would think it very integrated and very, you know, because it is integrated, but you know, like, oh man, like racism, like it don't really exist in Marietta, you know.
It's fake integrated in Marietta, bro.
Exactly, bro. Like, you know, because I think of what was that, Black and White, bro, and Black and White was you know, and for the people who don't know what Black and White is, it's a invite only dance that Marietta throws. I don't know if they still do it, but back when we was in school, they had a tradition of this invite only where typically mainly the white women of the senior class go through a list of all the juniors and seniors, and then they decide who they feel they want to invite to the dance, and then they go from class to class in the middle of like your whatever period, or you know, throughout the day, and drop off invites. And it's one of the craziest things, bro, to really think about, because like I got invited senior year, I didn't get invited junior year, and then getting the invite. And then, like, I guess I didn't really care junior year because I was kind of like, all right, I don't really know the white girls of the senior class, my dad is seniors. But senior, you know, I knew I was going to get invited. But then to see people I was in class with, they're like, what did you just get? I was like, oh, my invite for Black and White. What is that? I was like, you know, it's a dance. Like, oh, like, when am I getting mine? I'm like, man, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, and yeah, but it's a crazy thing because it's the white people parents who chaperone it, but it's a free fall.
Yeah, I was about to say, but also like they rent out the venue, like, and it's downtown Marietta, so it's not cheap. And they rent out the venue, they hire the DJ, they, you know what I'm saying, all the drinks, and like Mo said, it was a free fall. So all the drinks for these 18 and 17-year-olds, it was, yeah, it's crazy looking back on, but
and it's not like the parents rent it out and then just dip off. Like they right outside.
Yeah.
You know, and these kids are drunk, they hide, they whatever, you know, and they just letting it rock, bro. Yeah, but I ain't gonna hold you. Black and White was fun though. It was fun.
Yeah.
Did you go to Black and White?
Yeah, I got invited. Remember, and then when I got invited, I was like, "Bro, I got invited." It was a time I didn't know. He said, "Bro, you was gonna get invited, bro." Like I remember that. Like as soon as you telling that story about you getting invited, I remember you, because J Mac was a DJ.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I remember, bro, and I don't even know if the song was out, so maybe I'm mixing it up. But FDB by Young Dro,
it was
out. It was out. Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, because that was what the highlight,
and that was the moment, bro. And I was next to Sam Latrell, bro, and Sam Latrell was singing with me, bro. And for those, yeah, I don't. Dang, I'm so sorry. We're not supposed to say people's first and last name, but Sam, it was a white dude named Sam. He played guitar. He was like a Christian, like kind of like worship leader type of dude.
Yeah, I just said the first and last. You're gonna go ahead and get the whole background.
Yeah, I already did it, right? But you know, him and I was like in the little mosh pit singing FDB by Young Dro, bro, and the song just came out at that time, and it was like hot. So shout out to J Mac, bro, Luke Franklin, you know, Lurk Franklin, excuse me, in the whole game. But yeah, man, like I don't know, I thought Marietta was integrated and like we was beyond racism and all that in terms of our generation, like I always knew it exists with the older people in Marietta and the older white folks in Marietta. I always thought it existed with them. But I thought it was different for us because we were younger and we were just like, oh, we see past it. Like we hang out together, we intertwined our cultures. And then my situation happened when I was 17 as a senior, bro. Man, when I got in trouble facing the law, oh, I learned the lesson right then. I said, okay, yeah, no. This black and white thing surely exists. I said, let me sit my behind down, but I got the black and white speech from my auntie. I got it from my mama. I got it from my daddy. I got it from my stepmama. I got it from my stepdad. Oh my goodness, bro. I got speeches on speeches, bro. And it was at that moment, bro, 17 years old, a month away from 18, that I learned like racism is alive and well in Marietta. And then so it didn't surprise me as much as when we graduated. And then, the kids that was listening to the most rap music were all of a sudden not listening to rap anymore and, kind of lived a whole different lifestyle after they graduated. And I'm like, dang, I thought you was down. You was just trying to survive or fit in or whatever you was trying to do.
I feel like that was a product of the culture at the time, just in the sense of at the time, hip hop was very prevalent, and I think it was more fun, like people enjoyed being in with the black people just for the simple fact of, as I said, the culture of like, especially as like hip hop and rap and all that, they like FDB being played and stuff like that. It was fun. But I think as time went on, deep down inside, honestly, because their family was always the way it was. It was like these kids, when they'll come to school, it'll be a little bit different, but their family was always the way it was. So over time, you're gonna start to see things in a different perspective. And then I think if we went to school today, where hip hop isn't as prevalent, there's MAGA now, and I think, with country being bigger and all the different stuff, it's like they're not going to really lean into having the black friends like they did before, like they did in our age group, so I think, as I said, it's just a product of the time we was in. It was a good time, like as you said, like I definitely felt that way too when I was like, man, it don't be none of that racist stuff in Marietta like that, but now but I think as we gotten older, it's like, it was always there, but it was
bad,
like different fun.
Like those houses around the square, like plantation houses, and like apparently on the square, like allegedly, like slaves might have been sold on that stage that we performed on, and it gets deep in Marietta, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro, for sure. And then dealing with the cops. As soon as we started driving, like dealing with the cops, that was something that we dealt with a lot.
Facts.
A lot from 17 to 22. I dealt with so many cops in Marietta, bro. And so has Mo. You know what I'm saying? Like it was ridiculous, bro.
No, facts. But one thing I will say, when we were bringing up how it's a lot of tradition in Marietta, how a lot of families have lived there for years, I will say I remember when I was younger, and I still kind of feel this way. I wouldn't mind raising my kids in Marietta, because one thing I did like about Marietta is that it has a small town feel, but like a lot of big city amenities around it.
And it's close to the city.
Exactly, bro. Like I'll never forget the thing that really just like ingrained, like I was like, I'll rock with this city, bro, was when do you remember what was it? I guess the night before graduation when we went to that church. Was that the night before, or was that the church? And then like, all the seniors come in.
You talking about what they call mass. It's not mass, but it's like what is that event called? I know what you're talking about, where you go in your cap and gown, or you go in your gown to the church.
Yeah, and then
I have no clue what that is, bro.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but I remember Colburn giving a speech, and in her speech, she was just like, y'all are the real Marietta. It's a lot of people that's around that are in surrounding areas, that, a lot of schools that technically have Marietta in their like as
Sprayberry.
yeah, exactly.
Shout out Big Photo. Shout out Big Photo.
Right. But y'all are really Marietta. Like we got the square. We are really the heart of it. And then it was just like one of those things where you just really feel prideful. Like, you know what? Like, I rock with this city, bro. It's like, because it really feels like that small town feel, that community feel. At the time, that's how I felt. But
yeah, Marietta definitely not a small town. Like after living in Lynette, Alabama, Marietta is not no small town. Like I remember people saying like, I come from a small town and stuff like that. And I'm like, we came from like a city, bro. Like it's a suburban of a major metropolitan city in America. It is not a, but I get what you're saying of how it feels very homely and community, like kind of knitted and things of that sort, for sure.
I think especially with us having our own school system and, it's very, what we do in Marietta is different from what the rest of Cobb does,
100%.
So, like, but I don't know how, even looking at this, maybe things are changing for the better, with Sam Foster and whatnot. But I would have to see, like, once I get older and, moving back, if I would really want to raise my kids there, like I thought when I was younger. Because, when I was a kid, I always felt that way. I was like, man, like, I really want to bring my kids back to come up in this school system, because I like how so many people that graduate from Marietta come back and become teachers and come back and they work in the surrounding area and stuff like that. And it's not like one of those little towns in like in the middle of like Alabama somewhere. It's just like, oh, we just never left. It's like, nah, we left, did other stuff, but we wanted to come back and get back to the community now.
Yeah, travel the world. Like Claire Dodd, that's another first name, last name, but I already like did a thing on her on my channel before. Claire Dodd, she left, traveled the world, went to Italy, went to Romania and everything like that, and then came back to, like, that's just what kids do over there. And I don't know, it's a beautiful thing. Like I remember when I was, dealing with someone, that we went to school with, off and on for like a few years. And one of the things that kept, bringing me back to that person was the idea of like, if I started a family with this person, like we could raise our family in Marietta and be a second generation Marietta family. Like I thought that was a cool idea to me and stuff like that. But that person was like, I don't care to raise my family in Marietta and this, and then, things didn't work out. But
how do you feel about it now? Would you still want to have like essentially a second generation family?
If it's someone from Marietta that I'd start a family with and everything, then yeah, 100%. But if it's someone that's not from Marietta, I don't care where we, plant our roots. Like I would probably like it to be in the Atlanta area, you know what I'm saying? Just because that's where I'm from, and I'm probably gonna raise them on everything like Atlanta, because that's all I be talking about right now. But yeah, like I don't care if it's Marietta.
Yeah, I definitely want to raise my kids in Atlanta too, bro. Like as you said, either Marietta or Atlanta, just in general, because I don't know. I feel like it's also a beautiful thing with living in the city of Atlanta as a Black person. I would want my kids to experience that, to where they get to see consistent Black faces in all aspects of life, like whether it be in place of like politics or, like police officers, like anything, anything that you want to do in life, you can see a Black face doing it in Atlanta, which, gives you somewhat of a distorted view of the world until you leave, because it's so many times that I've traveled and like, thank God I've had the opportunity to travel to a lot of different places. And it's like, when you do travel, you see, it's like, bruh, it's so many people not of color around you, and you can tell like you stand out a lot more, as opposed to in Atlanta, you just there,
But that's another part. Like I might raise my kids in Gwinnett, you know what I'm saying, Roswell, something like that, because I think that the beauty of Metro Atlanta, the outskirts and stuff like that, the suburbs, is that like you still have the Blackness of Atlanta there, but you also have excuse me, white kids you grow up around. you grow up around, Asians, Hispanics. And I think us growing up around that kind of, how do you say it? Diverse. Yeah. Diverse kind of like group and everything. I know how to like interact with everybody now. And like, I don't necessarily always feel uncomfortable if it's just like I'm the only black person there. Like, because I feel like I learned how to deal with being the only black person in the class, or being like in a majority black class where like everybody black in the class. Like, I know how to deal with all of it. The reason why Drewski is so good with his skits is because he's from Metro Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? He's from Gwinnett, an area that's just like Marietta, where it's like a lot of white people, but you still have a lot of the blackness of Atlanta in Gwinnett County. And so like he knows how to play the hillbilly white person because he went to school with the hillbilly white person. He went to school with the hood black person. He went to school with the hood Mexican. He went to school with the regular Mexican. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of the characters that he can play is just a result of being from Metro Atlanta. And I think that's important for your kid, or, I don't know, hypothetical kid to kind of grow up around.
No, and I completely agree, because I've met a lot of, as I said, it's dope to be able to be in a place like Atlanta where there is so many black faces, but then it can leave you at a disadvantage when you do get around other cultures, because I've met a lot of people who been like, man, like, I don't even know how to talk to white people. It's just like, bruh, it's just, it's just like having a conversation, and you can tell some people since they haven't had that exposure, it is something completely different. And luckily, that's why I say I do appreciate our time in Marietta, because we were exposed to a lot of different cultures, like within Marietta, there's the really nice areas, then there's the hood areas, there is a good mix of everything. So you really get a chance to learn to interact with everybody and become a well-rounded person.
We grew up going to quinceañeras, bro, and like it was normalized. Like, it wasn't even like we going doing something different, going to the quinceañera. It was just like, oh, it's so and so's quinceañera. It's like it's Christian's little sister quinceañera. Like,
right,
what I'm saying? Like, it was just a normal thing for us. And, like, that's something once you graduate and grow up, you realize that it's not normalized for other people.
Right. No, facts.
They don't know Gasolina by Daddy Yankee.
Facts. Yo, was it you that we went to a quinceañera together, and then you met?
Yeah, and Christian was DJing.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, I was there. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna play this joint because it said people cheered until. I want to see what the until was.
Yeah, basically this means we tie.
I'm going to make a motion to override the veto.
Second.
It takes 5 to override the veto. All those in favor of overriding the veto, please indicate your vote. The motion to override failed.
Dang! Now he hate black people like that.
That's crazy.
I did not know this. Mayor Tomlin hated us like this. All right. I'm gonna keep playing. it.
We'll just say that this day will go down in the history of
Hey, that's a good intro, Mo.
No,
But hey, I also want to say this. Sam Foster, he takes the bus. I'm like, whoa, that's such an important freaking like perspective. So like, I feel like everybody needs to like not have a car for at least 1 or 2 years of your adult life. Because without a car, you'll have to learn the public transit system around your local communities. You'll have to, you'll know how it feels to have to ride a bike. You know how it feels to have to walk on the sidewalk and then walk, kind of make up stuff of walking when there is no more sidewalk and things of that sort. Like, you have to figure out all of that stuff, if you don't have a car. And I feel like it makes you just more appreciative of transportation and everything like that. All of the things, right? And it's better for the environment. I think this kid taking a bus says some like because he's not out of touch. I feel like Mayor Tomlin, if you got old money and you Marietta out and this and that, you don't know what the heck is reality, bro. You lost in your own what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, man. I want to give you a chance to like respond to that, Mo, about him being a bus dude before we move on to this the main event.
No, I definitely think that is a good. I like that for the fact that he is in touch with what's going on and everything. I will definitely say though, for him to be a mayoral candidate, to be careful. I think just any politician where you're that exposed into the public, especially in an area where you're going against so much of the green, just be careful, because I think it leaves yourself very exposed. It's just some people may say it's just a mayor race. It's not that deep, but there's some people you never know, especially
100%.
Yeah, in like an area where, as I say, you're going so much against the grain of what's already in place. People do a lot to keep certain certain balances in check. So
I don't know what the policy is in Marietta, but I remember in Douglasville, we had Rochelle Robinson. She's been the mayor since like 2016 over there. I was surprised that she's still running for mayor and all that. I'm like, bro, like, how long is the terms over here? But anyways, it's the same thing with Mayor Tomlin. But she was talking about opening up how she's received so many threats, being the first Black woman and stuff, mayor of Douglasville, and how she like needs security and things of that sort. I don't know what the policy is in Marietta. I don't know if you're like afforded like 2 to 3 Black Ubers. I don't know, what I'm saying? Uber Blacks a year. Like, I don't know how that works. Or if he's just going to have to pay out of his pocket for Uber Blacks and things of that sort. Because, like you said, you can't be the dang mayor, the first Black mayor. I mean, has Marietta ever had a Black mayor?
no, I'm pretty sure it's the first Black one.
Marietta's never had a Black. Well, that doesn't surprise me all the way, but it kind of does a little bit in 2025. But I guess the first Black one would have been elected when we were kids, huh?
Yeah.
And we didn't have a Black mayor. So, yeah. Like, it's not like they were going to have a Black mayor in the 70s in Marietta. But, yeah. So, yeah. Him being the first Black mayor, a kid, you know what I'm saying, and took down, like, the long-time white dude. Yeah, bro, you're going to need, like, Uber Blacks and, I don't know how the city is going to do that, if they're going to raise people's taxes or he's going to take out a city funds for that, or if he's just going to buy a car. You might just have to buy a car, bro.
Right. No, facts.
Dang. Well, it sounded good in essence of him taking a bus, but
yeah. But I just think about it, bro. It'd be so much going on these days. People be crazy, man. So that's why I just say stay safe, man. And I think it's a good I think it sounds good and it's good for, like I'm down with the people, but eventually you gotta to stay safe, you need to get proper transportation, No,
I hear it. Well, let's get into it. Earlier today, we had 5 people in the live, so people are really waiting for this. They see us. They seen at least one of our clips that I put on the channel. It kind of went buku on the channel and stuff like that with you.
Yeah.
With that being said, bro, let's get into it, bro. Drake's federal defamation suit against the Universal Music Group has been thrown out of court. TMZ report. Let's click on the story, man. Shout out my brother Phil Lewis, man, for the story. Here we go. TMZ hip hop. Drake defamation lawsuit dismissed from the TMZ staff. Here we go. Drake took a big legal loss against his own record label because the federal defamation suit against Universal Music Group has been thrown out of court. According to new legal documents obtained by TMZ, the judge ruled, quote unquote, the allegedly defamatory statements in Not Like Us are a non-actionable opinion. In other words, Drake can't sue for defamation over the song lyrics. As you know, Drake was suing UMG for releasing and promoting Kendrick Lamar's Vicious diss track. Drake claimed UMG knew full well Kendrick's lyrics and images in the music video, referring to Drake's as a supposed PDF file, were false and dangerous. In the dismissing lawsuit, the judge says, quote unquote, even accusations of criminal behavior are not actionable if understood in context. They are opinion rather than fact. Translations: the fact that allegations are a part of a diss track and not a news report means the average person could interpret it as a fact, and therefore Drake can't sue. The judge also says the average listener is not under the impression is a diss track. It's the product of a thoughtful or disinterested investigation. The court also noted that Kendrick's PDF line was a direct callback to Drake's lyrics in his previous diss track, Tailor Made Freestyle. Oh, dang. So they used the deleted track against him? A spokesperson for Universal Music Group tells TMZ, quote unquote, from outset, this suit was a affront to all artists and their creative expression and never should have seen the light of day. We're pleased with the court's dismissals and look forward to continuing the work successfully promoting Drake's music and investing in his career. We've reached out to Drake, ... So far, no word back. All right. So there it is. That's the story. Mo, initial reaction.
I was like, dang. My thing was, I guess I was curious if for her to say all this, how did it get this far? Because like, did they, and I don't know, had they switched judges at any point? Like,
that I'm not sure of.
Because if it's been the same judge the entire time, how did it get this far where it's like, we'll allow discovery, we'll allow this, we'll allow that. It keeps moving forward, just for you to ultimately be like, so look, the words in the track, you know, everybody knows this false. I mean, everybody knows it as opinion. It's not fact. So just, we're going to dismiss it. And it's like, you could have been dismissed it, you know? So that, I don't know. I will say it's an interesting thing that it happened this far into the case, especially with those comments that she made, because the comments that she made is something that it was the basis of the whole thing from the beginning. You know, it was just like, you could have just dismissed this last year when he filed it, when you first saw it, because it's like, and UMG did multiple motions for dismissal. So I don't know. That's why I'm curious why it happened now instead of later. And I'm not even on those conspiracy. I'm just genuinely curious of like, why did you let it get this far? Just for the reason for dismissal to be is like, I mean, like, nobody saw it as facts. So, and it's like, well, I mean, shoot, you knew what this man was suing for. It's like, y'all could have said it wasn't fact back in like February, you know? So,
but I mean, I think they just took on like it just started, right? If am I not mistaken, like in the last couple of weeks, like it just started in the last couple of weeks, like where they decided they're going to take on this lawsuit and it was going to continue in court, right?
No, it's been like, I would say for months, because they allowed, cause I said, UMG has tried to get this dismissed all year, and they were looking at times to have, and then Drake like filed for like, you know, more and more discovery, and the judge granted like, okay, we'll allow more discovery to come in, this, that, and the other. And so that's why I'm like confused. I don't fully know the full ins and outs of everything. So, you know, I could be wrong about something, but as I said, from what I've seen, they've looked to get this dismissed all year. And the judge has granted it to continue to move forward, like step by step. And then just to be like, I mean, the words, like, it's just opinion. So, I mean, he can't sue for just opinion. And it's like, well, then why have him? Because remember when they granted him the right to look into the records to see like Kendra's contract and all that? It's
Yeah.
like, none of that still has to do with the fact of, like, I don't know exactly what Drake was looking for, you know, just to be honest, I don't. But I will say, just in the sense of like, as a judge, why would you grant that motion for them to be able to get all that information for you just to be like, in the end, it's like the thing from the beginning. Like, you didn't need for them to get all that discovery for you just to be like, what's said in the song is an opinion, not a fact. So,
No, I definitely hear what you're saying. But I thought that it was something that it was like UNG tried to get it dismissed, and they were like, "No, we're actually gonna like look at this." And then they looked at it. It just started, and then they're like, "Okay." After looking at both sides, like, I'm gonna throw this out because you know the PDF line and stuff like that, and that claim is a direct response of what Drake said earlier in the battle, which was crazy that they used Drake's own stuff against him in court. Um, but I guess that's the way that you win. Hold on, give me a second. Take off this hoodie. It's hot. Oh, give me a second. Ouch. All right. Yeah. So that's what I saw from it. It was just like it just looked like it was going on, and then that's what they decided, man. That's what they decided. So a tough break, tough blow. That's how I go. I do think Drake's team, they like if they have any type of like pride or anything, they might try to appeal it and keep pushing or whatever. I've heard some other people say that he's trying these cases in like different states. Like there's one in like New York and then one in like Texas. I'm not sure about all of those ins and outs because I just wasn't following that deep. I just saw it on the surface level and heard a lot of the surface level arguments about like, no, he's doing this for labels and artists and smaller artists, and he's fighting for freedoms and things of that sort. And then we saw the lawsuit, and it was like specifically talking about lyrics within Not Like Us, and I was like, oh, this is just what we thought it was. He's upset about Not Like Us and it getting the machine behind it that his diss songs weren't getting to make it look like he won the diss battle to put him down for the sake of his own personal one-on-one negotiation with UMG, and not for the greater good of smaller artists signed to UMG. But yeah.
nah, yeah. Also, that's another part I was confused about because essentially the original case seemed as if, from what I remember reading, was that he was suing because he felt like they perpetuated the song to go against him in an illegal fashion, where they use bots and all the different stuff to pretty much perpetuate this this view of him so that it will lessen the money that he will make. But then when this comes out, it's just like he was suing, saying that like the song was just defamation. So I don't know. It's interesting. As I said, like the way it was because if I would have known just a suing to say it was just him suing for the fact that he felt like the song was only defamation, then it's like, all right, my boy, like it's a diss track, But how it was originally brought up by a lot of platforms was that it was a suit against the label to say that y'all use this song to weaken me so that y'all can lessen the amount of money that I make,
For his negotiations.
Exactly, So as I said, like the whole thing with it today, it like seeing it, it's I don't know, it's interesting, I'm like the whole situation seems, I don't know, it's like not what I thought it was, like in comparison to what how it was portrayed, I feel like for months. But hey, it happens, man. But I feel him, with the fact of him feeling like, I get that it is like it's a matter of opinion, not a fact, and it's like I guess he was really feeling like, because it did, to be honest, it did hurt his reputation to a point where people really did think like, oh, he's a pedophile. Like I'll never forget, or just a lot of stuff that he said in the song that in a lot of those diss tracks that people took it fact, as opposed to just like this is Kendrick's opinion on it, but I'll never forget my sister had texted me. It was just like, yeah, like thinking that Drake really like was doing some crazy stuff at his house, and it'd be crazy if they raid his house, this that, and the other. And I'm like, and I remember when she texted me that, like, it's your family, so you don't want to be like, bruh, like what? But I'm thinking like, fam, like it's not all that going on,
I
Like,
want to go a little bit off course here, for a second, and then we can go back on this. How do you feel about like just the public and outward kind of lusting that we see after Samaya right now, the streamer? For those of you who don't know, Samaya is a streamer. She's 19 years old, but it's kind of like a thing where like she has an armful. I gotta do this little preset. She's got an armful, a sleeve full of tattoos, and she kind of dresses like an older woman, and her makeup is done like an older woman. Like she's well into her 20s, but she's 19. And this streamer Mel, Mel streamer, he went through our DMs one time, and he's like, "Yo, you got a whole football team in here. You got like a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, a kicker." And she's like, it doesn't matter to me because I don't watch football. I don't know who any of these guys are. And, she's been rumored to date like No Cap and a couple other rappers. She's 19 years old, and kind of like the public like lusting after her has become like normalized. In the wake of everybody making fun of Drake and pointing at Drake for liking younger women, how do you feel about the entire way of like Samaya right now, the entire Samaya wave on social media?
I don't know. I mean, I will say, I don't know. It's interesting because I think realistically, there's been a lot of women, especially when women are in a limelight like that people generally do lust over that are older and that they find attractive and everything. And her being 19, a lot of people ain't gonna see no problem with that. So I think, I don't know. I think she gets a lot of flack, but I guess I'll be honest, I don't really see nothing like crazy wrong with, I don't know, it depends on how old you are and you trying to get at her, but at the same time, I'm sure a lot of the guys are in their 20s and whatnot, but it's I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Cause I feel like people say they care. Actually, I'll say this. I feel like people say they care, especially when it came to like the situation with Drake. And that I think a lot of people felt like, because as I say, I'll stand by. I think a lot of people just wanted to see Drake lose. They wanted to see Drake like take a step down. They like wanted to see him come off the pedestal. So a lot of the stuff that they felt with Drake, they will overlook for a lot of other people. But it was like with him, they felt like they got to stand 10 toes. And I feel like it did shift the culture a little bit, where a lot of people, it's like now you're looking at like, I don't think you should be, if you're at this age, you shouldn't be talking to girls this age and this and the other, even though she's legal and all this other stuff, it's still wrong. And but then I think at the end of the day, a lot of people, that's not really how they feel. I think if given opportunity, a lot of like Samaya's a beautiful girl. A lot of men, if given opportunity, that are going to sit here and talk about like, oh, you shouldn't be talking to girls that are like 21. Like with Drake, they're always talking about how like, yeah, he's talking to girls that are 21, 22, X, Y, and Z. If Samaya came across their way, they're going to shoot a shot. If Samaya said that they liked her, like they're going, like them, they're going to like lean into it. So yes, I don't know. I feel like it is interesting. I think a lot of people, they say online that they feel some type of way about it, and like, oh, she's 19, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I don't think people really stand on that.
I just think it's nasty work, because it's like for the past year, we done electric sled, we done crit wall, we done threw stuff on a grill and everything like that. And like you said, it was a culture shift. It was all of a sudden, it's no longer 18, it's no longer 21. It's literally like based off your age. If you above the age of 25, you have no business dealing with the 18-year-old. That's what it was ever since this Not Like Us thing. So I'm like, okay, if that's the new standard, that's the new standard. Then we need to stand on that. But as soon as Samaya come by, and we see a couple people that say, bro, she's 19, gang. You see a couple of that, but for the most part, they're normalizing the sexualization of this teenager. And it's like, oh, I thought we said teenagers weren't cool if you were over the age of 25. I thought that was the new rules. I thought that was the post Not Like Us rules. But apparently, that's just if the girl don't look good enough to you. If she look good enough, oh man, Samaya fine. If she just wait, hold on now. What is we doing? I thought we just said they Not Like Us. A minor. We was all seen at the Super Bowl. I was there. We was all in our living room talking about A minor. We laughing, dancing. That's all I'm saying. It's like I've been on Kendrick's side the whole time of the battle. You know what I'm saying? And I like Family Matters. Family Matters is a great song. And I thought Taylor made freestyle, even though everybody on Kendrick's side said, yo, it is the worst thing in the history of people and so disrespectful to Tupac Estate. Rest in peace, Tupac. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Whole not 100% for sure. It was funny to me. First time I heard it, I can't act like I didn't laugh the first time I heard it. Taylor Swift freestyle was funny to me first time I heard it. Taylor made freestyle was funny. And I think Family Matters is a good song. It's just Meet the Graham stomped on it 10 minutes later, and then Not Like Us became the biggest song. Like that, that's how I saw the battle. That's just how I saw the battle. And ever since the battle, I stood firm in that. Me and Mo have gone back darn near every episode since we came back with the 1 a.m. podcast about this. Me on Dot's side, him on Drake's side. So it's like me being on Dot's side the whole time, right? Post battle. And seeing this, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking everybody on our side is on our side. No, y'all on our side conditionally, because like you said, Mo, you just wanted to see Drake go down. Me personally, I like the music that Kendrick was putting out more than what Drake was putting out in the battle. That's why I was taking Dot's side. I felt like I had a fair. Would you agree with that, Mo? After hearing me break it down now, I had a fair assessment of the thing, even though, like you say, okay, I've had my past comments about Drake before the battle. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, that was the case. However, in the battle, I felt like I looked at it. Okay, Drake did this. I like push-ups, especially the one that leaked before the real one came out. I like push-ups. I like the way he was coming back at him. Because I said Drake always got, Meek Mill to fall back on, bro. Like that Meek Mill, you got to throw some respect on Drake when it comes to this battles, dissing tracks, and everything like that. I had respect for Drake in that lane. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was going to be a fair fight because it's like Kendrick can rap better than Drake, 100%. But Drake, he just know a way to work the internet with the memes and the social media, and he punchy, and he can get the catchy club hit while he dissing you. And that's how he beat Meek. Meek came with the facts. Oh, you got peed on by T.I. in the movie theater, this and that. Ain't nobody paying attention. They laugh. Oh, is that a world tour? Your girls tour. So I'm saying, dang, Drake coming like this with the push-ups? Oh, man, here we go. And then he come back. He say, nah, Kenny, don't go in hiding and don't drop an album for 5 years again now. Don't do that. You came out throwing shots first. Let's dance. I said, oh, man, we talking now. Let's go. Let's go. I'm hyped. I'm ready for it. They go back and forth. They spar. I think Kendrick comes out on top, but not like us. That's my opinion. I'm standing on the Dot side. And this is what we say. Yo, if you messing with so-and-so girls and you so-and-so old, you this and that. And I'm thinking we playing by those rules because that's the rules that we established after the battle. Cool. Don't switch up, you know what I'm saying, and go back to your old ways just because y'all might have forgotten and y'all might think other people forgot. I didn't forget. I'm doing this for like, yes, these are my morals. These are my rules. These are my standards. And y'all not living by that. So I'm looking at some of y'all like, what we doing? That's it. That's my little rant.
No, and I feel that, bro.
Audio went out.
It will.
Okay,
can you hear me?
It's back.
Yeah. No, and I agree. That's why, like, with this whole beef. I think that's why like people who are Drake fans, you feel it's hard because I definitely feel like Kendrick won. I'm not gonna be no delusional fan to be like, nah, Drake, blah blah blah. But I do definitely feel like because even I'll say I'll appreciate good music when I hear it. Like when I've heard Not Like Us, I was like, oh, bro, buddy got it. And I was at some functions last year dancing to Not Like Us too. You feel me? It's like I ain't that deep in the game where I'm just like the song come on, I'm just sitting there, nah. Like I don't know this man personally. You feel me? But I will say one thing that irritated me was it's like y'all, a lot of people who it wasn't really because I feel like it was just they wanted to see him lose as opposed to it wasn't really a fair assessment at times.
You didn't want a good battle. You just wanted to see Drake lose.
Exactly. And that's where it was at times where I'm like, y'all don't really care about this stuff. Y'all making it seem like, oh yeah, he be with the 21-year-olds, he be with blah blah. And I'm like, I'm looking like, especially like Future. I'm like, literally in the album, bro. He talk about he only like I'll never forget in the midst of everything going on. I'm listening to We Don't Trust You, and he has a line in there that said, I don't want that, I don't want none of that old stuff. I want a young chick. I'm talking 24 or younger, something like that. Like he literally has a line saying that, bro. And I'm like,
and Future older than Drake.
bruh. And exactly. And and Future was at that time, everybody still love him. I rock with Future. So it's not like I don't feel no type of way towards him with that. But I'm just saying, I like y'all were moving the goalposts because y'all just wanted to see Drake go down as opposed to being like, this is stuff that we really stand on. And I think as time goes on, it's like it left people in a very uncomfortable position because I feel like, man, they didn't really care about like there's a lot of dudes who are our age that you see a 21-year-old, you gonna shoot. You feel me? And you younger than Drake. And it's like you're gonna feel like, or you gonna see a Samaya that's 19 and you still gonna shoot, bro. Like, let's just keep it a buck. But so I do agree with you. It is disheartening to see that a lot of people aren't really standing on what they said last year. But I mean, everybody just wanted to enjoy the moment, bro. I think it, and I appreciate Kendrick for that. Like he did genuinely give the culture a moment, But yeah,
like I said, bro, like at the end of the day, bro, like I really care about this, bro. And it's a lot of people that I know that are like me that really care about this. So it's just like I'm not from the West Coast. Like I didn't have we following Kendrick Dot regardless. No, that was not me. Like I was not like, shout out Gina View, shout out DJ Head, both friends of the channel. I was not like them, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what happened, I was gonna be West. Like that was not about to be me. I'm from Atlanta. Like we from Marietta. We just did a whole 40-minute segment about it. So it's like I cared about the music. I cared about the raps, the bars, the delivery of it, the packaging of it, the delivery on social media. I cared about all of that. And still to this day, 2 years after the fact, I still just care about the bars and everything like that. Like that was the biggest weekend in the history of hip hop. That's the greatest moment in hip hop history ever. Biggie and Tupac, them jokers was responding to each other 6 months now, 6 months from each other. And then both of them jokers died. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody died. I mean, Drake didn't die, Kendrick didn't die, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Like it stayed with the music and Kendrick got bigger from it. and Drake, Drake got his stuff off from it as well. You know what I mean? He didn't really benefit as much from it, you know what I'm saying? Obviously. But like, Drake got to move on or whatever with his life and stuff like that and still be Drake. Like he's still Drake. So it's just like, I don't know, bro. Like I'm in it for the music and the people that was in it for the drama, bro. Like I ain't with that. And like Tom is like exposing it. And I know it's always been like that, but dang, man, like for the sake of the art, bro, like it was a beautiful moment for hip hop and for people just to dilute it down to like some shade room stuff of like, oh, you never really cared. You just wanted the tea. Like In the words of Dame Dash, that's not manlike.
And I think, that's why I say, as for me personally, that's one thing that I felt throughout the whole thing that just irritated me about it, because I'm like, y'all don't really care about this stuff this man is saying right now. It's like everybody want to act holier than thou, and that, like, they stand on all these morals, but I'm like, y'all not really standing on all that, But and then last thing I'll say, since I feel like this is kind of the conclusion of the beef, because it's like, now that the lawsuit is done, it's like, what more? I guess unless Drake come back with some bars on the next album or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you this too before you go. Ray Vaughn, just did his interview with XXL, and he said that, he was talking to Dot during the battle, and Dot told him that it was cooked. And he told him it was cooked because too many people jumped in. And he said, so Joey could have went easily, which he did, with the 20v1. It's only one of me on the West Coast versus you 20 West Coast dudes trying to diss me and everything like that. And so that goes back to this of like, okay, it probably is over with, because what's going to happen? Wayne going to diss Dot, and Dot going to respond to Wayne now, like, it's over with, bro. Like, it's literally over. Like, if anything, we just going to go back to what it was from 2013 to 2023, which was a bunch of subliminals in both of their songs. Like, Dot threw some subliminals on GNX, and then Drake been throwing some subliminals in every single and album that he's done since. You know what I'm saying? On his side of things. So it just is what it's going to be like that until both of them jokers retire and stop rapping.
No, facts. No, that's for real. But I was going to say, my one thing that I will say that I felt was the corniest thing of the whole thing that irritates me the most was people saying Drake is not a part of the culture. And I think that's the one thing that, because I just say realistically, bro, I'm like, my boy he's been the soundtrack to so many functions, so many, like, it's like that's what kept him on top after all this, because he still, when you go out to a club, you still got to put in a Drake mix. It's like the DJ 9 times out of 10 are going to have a Drake mix in there. It's hard to go to a function these days that doesn't have at least one of his songs or a few of his songs playing. And I just say, like, realistically, bro, like, I understand, like, people say, like, he's a vulture of the culture, of, like, he should be playing different roles and this, that, and the other. And I feel that to an extent, because he definitely does play a role in a lot of different things. But I think at the same time, it's like, bro, like, he's so ingrained. His music is so ingrained into so many things that we listen to. It's like, when you think back to what are, like, some of the top songs of, like, each year, like hip hop songs from each year up until, like, a certain point, it's like Drake's in the top 5 of all those, So it's just like, when you talk about hip hop and you say he's not a part of the culture, but then when you go back and look and listen and you pull up, like, what was pushing the culture forward, you're going to see him there. So how is he not a part of it? That's the thing that just irritated me about it.
I think Started From the Bottom is a quintessential rap track. Like, just how Tyler, the Creator, went on that whole rant in 2020. You remember he went on that rant on Twitter, how We Paid by Lil Baby and 42 Dugg was the quintessential hip hop track, a song ever, and stuff like that. That's the same thing get Started From the Bottom. And the thing is, it's like, I felt like Drake, like you said, you alluded to it, he did it to himself. Like when you go down to Jamaica and all of a sudden you come back with One Dance and come back with Wizkid and like, when you do all that, bro, like, you did that to yourself, bro. Like, you could have, you know what I'm saying? But this is obviously why he's lasted this long and stuff like that. But it's like, you took from other cultures and other people to do that. And it's like, it's a two-way street. If he didn't do that, Drake would have been, left in 2012. However, he's still relevant now because he did take from other folks around the world.
Think he also brought those. I think that's the other thing about it, is like, he brings light to different cultures as well. Just like with One Dance, that paved the way for a WizKid and the whole Afrobeats movement to really make its way into America. It's like that was the moment that opened it up. Like if you can tell me another moment outside of that, then tell me. But I'm like, that was the
No,
moment.
I was just about to say he could have kept that.
I mean, so like you may feel that way, but as I said, it opened it up for America to it ease people into that. When you start listening to certain sounds and you start feeling like, all right, I like this song. Maybe I'll listen to another one, And I think Burna Boy has been a direct, and honestly, and that's why I say there's a lot of people that still mess with him that is from those cultures, and that goes into when we had the Wayne conversation, and and I was like, I feel like the public be mad with Drake about things that the people who actually was affected by it, they don't mind it. They appreciate it, because I'm pretty sure if you ask WizKid, how does he feel about Drake bringing that stuff to America and doing the one dance song and everything? Because it's like WizKid is on that song, but I don't even know how. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like when you listen to that song, you
hear Rihanna and Drake.
Yeah,
Rihanna's on that when she sing the Fiesta. Who's that?
That is that's another.
What song is Rihanna on with Drake?
Too Good. I'm too good for you. I'm way too good to you.
I thought she was on One Dance.
It's the same album, I think.
Oh, because she was on the dang Bryson Tiller joint with DJ Khaled.
Yeah,
the same year. It was the same year.
Nah, facts. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like people like that, and then even with, as I said, his contributions to, and lastly, I'll say I understand Drake to a different extent at times, that he makes music that he gets inspired by. And I, as a person who makes music, maybe not to that level at this point, but it's like I make music consistently and I get inspired by a lot of different stuff. And you can attest to, like, I make a lot of different music, and there's a lot of people that will feel like I'm stepping into lanes that I have no business in. Like, with like the country, like the rock song that I made, like stuff like that, where I am a traditional like rapper, but it's like I got inspired by country. I listened to the Shabuzi album. I said, you know what? I want to make a country song. And I did it, and it's like other types of music that I've made that it just came from genuinely like, I like the sound and the feel of this song right now, and I want to bring my version of that to life. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. That's like even with Yachty, Yachty going into the whole, like, I guess, alternative rock lane. It's like it's like, was he taken from that culture or was he just doing what he was inspired by, So
I think people in the alternative space wasn't like, oh, here comes Lil Yachty, because he didn't become bigger than them in it.
That's a fact. No, that's a fact. I mean,
I think the problem people have with Drake is like, say, okay, I'm gonna go back to Block Boy JP, even though Block Boy JP said shout out to Drake because he's still eating off the you know what I'm saying, those residuals and stuff like that. But say Block Boy JP come into Memphis and he get with Block Boy JP and then he starts speaking like, music, I ran the music, I ran the music. And Drake does that, right? And then like he leaves, and like that's the biggest thing that Block Boy JP's ever had. He'll never get anything close to that for the rest of his career. And then Drake just go off and do an album with 21 Savage. And then it's like, he go on do his, with his life. He on to his Atlanta wave. He on to his Houston wave. Drake is back on to his London drill, UK drill wave. You know what I'm saying? If you Block Boy JP stuck in Memphis and you just looking at this man like came in, dapped you up, filmed a music video talking about some music, and then left you in the dust, and you back, you know what I'm saying? You back sitting at your crib looking at the racks just dwindling. This man done moved on to Atlanta, Houston, UK drill. you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you will feel the way, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's the difference between Yachty going into alternative. Yachty went with Faye Webster, did a song with Faye Webster, did a whole alternative rock album, and like he didn't become bigger than Faye Webster in that space. He didn't become bigger than whoever else he was working with in that space. I'm just shouting out Faye because she off of records in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
He also didn't make better music than none of them. Like
yeah, exactly. Like it just wasn't. I mean, I do like. I always got to say, I do like. I want to be where you are. Drive Me Crazy. That's the name of the song. I like that song.
The song's only good because of the first verse. Right. And funny that you bring that up because I was actually listening to that song earlier, and that's what my first thought was. Like, actually, I was going to mention that. Like, because I was like listening to the song, I was like, after that first verse and that first hook, it just kind of goes down,
I like the ending rap verse where he's like, "When my mama tripping now, I'm never simping. It on my head." Like I was like, I like the little bounce. Like it's a nice little groove.
Nah, but but I think, as I said, people pick and choose because just like Beyonce is just stepping into whatever lane she feels. And, people say, she's from Texas, so she made the country album. That's not far from her roots. Okay. But the house music, like, you can't tell me that's her roots.
No,
like,
but gay people there were some gay people that was a bit offended by Beyonce doing a house joint.
No, and that's why I say some people are going to be offended. There's going to be people like everybody. You're not going to please everybody. But that's why I say it's just, I think with Drake being not only be able to step into any lane that he wants, he makes good music in every lane that he goes into. So I think that's what irritates people because it's like, dang, how is he good at this too? And it just, I think that's where the irritation comes from. Because as I said, like, people pick and choose with Beyonce. The same people that will sit here and get mad at Drake for appropriating, they're not going to say nothing about Beyonce. And then allegedly her next album is supposed to be a rock album. From what I heard, it was
also all of these genres of Beyonce are American though.
I feel that. I mean, hey, my boy get inspired. He want to do a couple songs. It's not like he doing whole reggae albums. Like, then I'll be like, all right, bro, what are we doing?
Another thing was, bro, when Buddy came out, and I know this Puerto Rico, shout out Puerto Rico, the American territory, yes, sir. When that joker came out that house and talking about some yo quiero tiro y tomate, I said, all right, bro, gosh, leave, dog. Like you doing a lot right now, brother.
I will say, Drake in the Spanish wave. That's the one I'm like, bro, you could have left some of that alone. That's where I really felt like, bro, you should have left that alone. Like, I don't even know why you keep trying to get in this bag. Like, he got that Bad Bunny song on his last album, on For All the Dogs, probably the worst song on there. Like, one of his worst songs he's ever released. Because it was just like, bro, like, what are you doing here?
Go ahead.
But as I said, I feel you. Do you think Bad Bunny gonna bring out Drake?
No chance. Because Drake won't agree to go out. Like, Drake is like boycotting America right now.
He not boycotting America. He coming back.
Well, when was his first American show?
He probably released it after he released the album.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It done been a whole year. He already done did the love songs, sexy songs.
Yeah, I mean,
every show been overseas, bro.
But a lot of those places he never performed at ever. So that's why it's like, once I found that out, that was a different perspective on it too. Because at first I felt like, oh, you going over here because it's like, all right, I'm gonna just stay away from America right now because I ain't rocking with how y'all treat me, But then also realizing that a lot of the places that he's performing, he's never performed ever. Then it's like, okay, this is actually like, I think it's a mix of both where it's like, let me go and now start checking off other stuff. It's like, let me go like, let me appeal to, like, I'm a global artist, you know, realistically. I'm a global artist, so let me actually hit the globe. Let me entertain more than just America and everything. And but I will say the man was, I think realistically, it's like most artists would have taken breaks, you know. He don't take breaks. So that's why you look for him to
Do you think he does that on purpose, or do you think he does it because he's in a bad deal?
I think that's on purpose. I think he's a workaholic. I think he just like, I think he's a workaholic, and I think he genuinely loves being on top. I think him, the idea of him falling off has kept him going. It's like, I'm not going to fall, so I'm just going to keep going, you know?
Drake used to take 2-3 year breaks. He has taken at least one.
Not 2 years. He's never taken 2 years.
Scorpion was 18, right?
Yeah.
When was the next joint? The one with the pregnant girls on it? That was 2021.
But in between that, I'm pretty sure he dropped Dark Lane demos or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, does that count? It was all the old songs. Oh, you talking about the one with the Tusi slide?
Yeah, the one with like 2C sliding on, because that was like pandemic.
And the From Florida with Love.
Yeah.
So that was 2 years.
And I'm pretty sure in between that, like, I say he doesn't take break because he still drops music. It's like you're not finna not hear nothing from him, you know? I can't think of a time when it's just like he hasn't dropped some type of song, did some type of feature that went up, or, you know, so.
Yeah, because he came out 09, 2010, 2011, Take Care. 2013, Nothing Was the Same. 2015, Reading This Is Too Late, and the feature joint. 16, I don't think he, unless one of those feature joints. The feature joint was 2016. 2017, 2016 was Views, maybe. 2017 was the little playlist with the Portland song. 2018 was Scorpion, and then the demo Dark Lanes, and then the Pregnant Girls. What's that one called? What's it called? Dropped the same day as Donda. Certified Lover Boy. Then the Savage joint. But it felt like after Certified Lover Boy, he was just dropping nonstop. Like, it felt like it was louder than, like, it was just like, dang, he dropping back to back to back. Because I guess that's when he started doing multiple albums a year.
No, facts. Because, yeah, like, I'm looking at it now. So he dropped, let's say, Views 2016. And then from Views, he dropped More Life in 2017. In 2018, he dropped the 2018 was Scorpion. Then after Scorpion was 2018 was Scorpion. 2019 was Care Package. That was the compilation of all the old songs. And then from there, he dropped the Dark Lane demo, which was 2020. And then 2021, he dropped Certified Lover Boy. Then it was Honestly Nevermind. Yeah. So yeah. Oh.
Man, he just but he got to a point after Certified Lover Boy that was just like, bro, shut up. Like, and I never felt that way with like Drake. It always felt like he was always out there with a big hit or something like that. But like, it seemed like the just of the albums was just like I wasn't tripping though. Look at this: 2009, 2010, 2011, 13, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 25, 25. Oh, Iceman hasn't come out yet, but yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's why I say But even those years that he didn't drop an album, he had like crazy singles like that between 2013 2015. 2014 was probably arguably his biggest year.
Yeah, he has 0 to 100.
Yeah. So and that's when the song with Fetty Wap came out.
No, that was 2015.
You sure?
14 was 2 on. 14 was 2 on and 0 to 100.
Okay. But regardless, like, those songs were still pretty big, and then I think, didn't Pop That come out that year?
Pop That was 2012. 2014 was Tuesday. 2014 was Tuesday. 2014 was 0 to 100. 2014 was 2 on. 2014 was Who Do You Love? Those are 4 major records.
Right. No, facts.
It's probably another one too that I'm forgetting from 2014, but those are 4 big ones from 2014 I can think of off top.
But I think, his consistency, that's why it seems like, oh man, he hasn't performed in America. It's been so long, but it's just like, it's because he's always on tour. He's always, and I will say him, some people feel like, it's like, oh, him constantly being around and been bad. But I think at the same time, that's why also I say the whole thing about him being ingrained in the culture, because realistically, I think if he wasn't around, there would be a gap in certain things. I don't know. As I said, just with like party and clubs and people who like that enjoyed like being outside, there will be a gap in the music with that. And I feel like even this year, it kind of felt like, that's why everybody's like, man, what's the song of the summer? I think Win Whammy, I think, that was up there for one of the songs of the summer. And there's a couple other songs, and I think Sexy Red and all that, like, they definitely put in where there's some good music. But I think, like, even though people say Drake don't have no substance, he got more substance than that, than a lot of those like Sexy Red songs. I think Glorilla has a decent amount of substance, but still, like, is she talking about something that's better than what Drake be talking about when y'all be saying that he don't have no substance behind what he's saying? And I think
but no one's like Glorilla or Kendrick.
No, and that's what I was going to get to. I think with Drake, it's because of the ability that he does have that a lot of people get.
He came in the game as a backpack rapper.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's as simple as that. Like, you came in the game as a rapper. So people are still going to judge you as a rapper because you still on every project have one song where you're rapping. So it's like, you're still like, yo, I'm still a rapper at my core. This is still what I do. So people are going to judge you as a rapper. Like, that's why it's like the big 3, Cole, Kendrick, and Drake, because Drake came in as a rapper and Drake still raps and Drake still identifies as a rapper. Now, my whole thing with this the next 3 is going to be Rod Wave, Youngboy, and I don't know who the third person they be saying is, but can those dudes really be the big 3? If you know what I'm saying, if like their music is their music, like their music's kind of like edgy for the mainstream. Cole is uplifting, positive, stuff a lot of times, educated, college educated. Kendrick, you see what All Right and I Love Myself, like those are records that are safe for families and stuff like that, and uplifting and Black unity. And Drake, God's Plan, all the commercial TJ Maxx music, whatever Mos Def said about him, music that he puts out, he has those songs that exist. Hotline Bling, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Nevada is like the closest thing to that, but like that's still not as clean as, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Rod Wave, NBA Youngboy, and whoever is the third person they say can really take that torch because they just aren't as clean. Like I say all the time about Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson because he doesn't cuss in his music.
Right. No, facts. And I think that's probably, I think that's a product of where, you know, it's interesting. I think the people that, I think the way that people have made, excuse me, I think the way people have kind of this, I don't know, like they talk about Drake where it's like, oh, he's so pop now, this, that, and the other. And a lot of the artists that can rap for real, they feel, I think they're afraid to ever step into that lane to make anything that's like, that can be that clean. So there's those artists, and then there's like the hood artists like Rod Wave and Youngboy and whatnot, that where they just ain't never gonna make that ever, because that's just not that's just not what they do, you know. But I think the artists, and I think that's where when we talk about like, oh, who is the people that gonna make it to that next level, you know, and we're finding that gap where it's just like it's hard to find somebody to fill it in. I think that is partially due to how they've treated and the way that Drake receives backlash for wanting to be like get into that lane. Because I think realistically, there's a lot of people who, like even Cole, you know, with the whole let Nas down, you know, I think that's the mindset of a lot of these like these rappers that really can rap. They like, I don't want to let Nas down. I don't want to let Cole down. I don't want to let, you know, but it's just like at the same time, it's like, man, get to that next level, you know. It doesn't take away from what you do. I think even to an extent, like Kendrick, even like when he dropped, like, cause we was talking about how I think his bigger songs are like, you know, those very rapidy rap songs. But then like he had big songs like that. But then with Damn, I think Damn was really that breakout because that's when he did kind of go more into like, now you got a Rihanna song. You got Love with Zakari and stuff like that, you know. I think those songs put you in that next echelon of like, bruh, this is something that is going to appeal to everybody, you know, instead of just the people who are like, oh, you know, like I just want to hear you with the bars, you know. So yeah, so I don't know. I think that's it's an interesting thing. I think that's where we're at. And I think, you know, those artists that you mentioned, they just never gonna be that, but they got the younger generation in the chokehold. As I said, I rock with Rod Wave heavy. So I think he's a great songwriter. I think he knows how to vividly display emotion through his music, you know. And I think Youngboy is a good artist too. I rock with him. It's just he just gets so wide in. It's like he'll have like Nevada's a solid song, you know, even though it's like you know, him talking about like, I don't want to get high, I want to be sober with you, you know, stuff like that, or whatever he's saying in that song, you know, it's like little lines where it's just
I don't want my ex, I don't want no. I had like you can't sing that on Disney.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting.
But I will tell you, right? Two that should have been it, and they sold the bag. I don't know if it was on purpose or whatever. Doja Cat and Lil Nas X.
I mean, Doja Cat, yes.
They were supposed to be it. They were supposed to be it. Lil Nas X self-sabotaged his way out, and Doja Cat with that devil worship and everything like that. Like Angie Martinez pressed her about it in an interview, and Doja Cat answered it, well, you know, people gonna think what they think, and da 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 da. I said, what is the answer to the question, girl? Yes or no? You worship the devil, yes or no? She ain't answered the question.
Talking about, I think about it every day.
You seen it. So it's like, I felt like she self-sabotaged her way out of that position. I don't know if it's because she didn't want it, or if it was just too much pressure for her, or she just wanted to be weird like she was when she was on the come up trying to get the spot she's at right now, or whatever. But I felt like she did that on purpose to not be as famous as she should have been and been in that position. And then Lil Nas X, top of the world, and had the songs that pop appeal and stuff like that. But then, you know, he started wilding out, and just is what it is, bro. So
You how did you feel about Doja last album?
I haven't finished it,
Yeah, me neither.
but from what I heard, it wasn't bad. I like the fact that she, you know, went out there and kind of dabbled in with the 70s, 80s punk sound, pop sound and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm gonna get at. I feel like, man, I think Doja. I think I've said this to you, and I think I said it on the pod. I think Doja can be the next Nicki Minaj. Everybody talks about Cardi and all these other people, but when I see the next Nicki who can really hit those heights, I see Doja. And I feel like I don't see why more people don't put her in that conversation. I think Cardi is a good artist and everything, but I I think it's more of an appeal of who she is, Like
Yeah.
I think people just like who she is. And then like cause this last album was cool. And I think, but I don't know, I think people like what she does outside of it and her personality more. But I think Doja, like her music to its core, is like to be able to really rap and then also to really like make good pop music, It's like she has that both.
So now we got to have the real discussion here. And this goes back to just Marietta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blackness and what we perceive as blackness. Because Lizzo, who's been selling out arenas for the past since, well, I mean, gay till they gotta be great. That was what 2018, 2019? She's been selling out arenas ever since that song. We never mentioned Lizzo in these spaces, and it's kind of just like a kind of assumed thing or a quiet thing of like, we don't really kind of, you know what I'm saying? We don't really claim Lizzo in the culture. Just keeping it a bean. We just keeping it a bean. We're gonna keep it a bean. We got to keep it a bean. And I feel like Doja is kind of like on that side as well, of like where people kind of push her to, even though Doja rap her behind off over Boom Bap, and she spent the whole album doing that. It's like because of the pop stuff and because of the large white fan base with the pop stuff, people write her off in terms of people of the culture.
Right.
Because Doja ain't going back and forth. And I hate the sound. This gonna sound racist. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna give the disclaimer right now. She ain't on Spaces going back and forth with JT.
Facts. No, facts. Yeah. And I think, I don't know. I think a lot of people like Cardi because it's just like, she's so unhinged, It's just, she just says the craziest stuff. And it's not even necessarily what people always feel, but they feel like, I wish I could be so just carefree, I think that's what they appreciate about her. Cause like you saw that clip of her talking about the eater thing on Call Me Daddy.
Where she was not really.
Right. She was talking about, yeah, it's just like the thing is like, a guy is never gonna leave his favorite eater, but then he never wants to cuff his favorite eater. And I want to be a wife and an eater.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Like, it's like, bro, what? Like, like what are we talking about right now?
The thing about Cardi is like she's like Nicki Minaj almost level famous, and she be on Spaces like venting about her husband in the middle of the day, and I'm like, but she's done it so many times that it became normalized, and it's like superstars of that level aren't supposed to be doing this, but she just, I don't know, just keeps doing it, and it's just like, okay, that's just Cardi. Right. I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird thing to me. It's a weird thing to me, to be honest.
No, facts. But I don't know why they don't put Lizzo and like I get that is a good point. I mean, I think Lizzo makes a lot of her music that's really Macy's Forever 21 music.
That's why she made that mixtape this summer, because I think this, I don't know none of this. This is just me making up a personal thing. This is what people do on podcasts, right? I think Lizzo went over to Kai's house or Kai's Airbnb during the Mafia Don 2. She come with SZA. The whole crew, Clover, come up there. They turn up playing a bunch of SZA songs. And I'm like, why won't this man play Why Men Great Till They Gotta Be Great? Or like one of these Lizzo songs that's a big hit that you hear on the commercials. Head down, touch my nail, and you're gonna ready. Like, I don't listen to Lizzo, but I know them songs because those songs was huge. You know what I mean? Like, why won't Kai play these songs? And I think she kind of just got it after, especially coming back on Kai's stream, and he still won't play no Lizzo songs. I think at that point she was realizing like there's a disconnect between me and the crowd that I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be accepted by everybody want to be accepted by their own people. Like, that's the whole thing with going back to Drake. Like, I think to everybody, bro, we can all see like Drake doesn't care how many records he sets, how many things he does. At the end of the day, Drake just really want to be accepted by black people, bro. Like, he said it. Remember when he was like, it's black excellence, but when it's me, it's crickets though. Like, he said this like 10 years ago. He said that in the song. Like,
Right.
he really wants to be accepted by black people, bro. Because everybody want to be accepted by their own people. At the end of the day, that's just what we want. We want black acceptance, bro. Like, we could do all the successful things. So it's the same thing with Lizzo. Lizzo sell out arenas. She the biggest pop star. But like at the end of the day, she just want to be perceived as making cool music for black kids like Ty Lil to be dancing to, bro. Like, that's right. Lizzo's goal. So what she do? She did a Win Whammy remix. It went viral. And then she made a whole mixtape of Win Whammy remixes. And people was like, what the heck is this, Lizzo? But it was just an attempt to connect with us.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know. I empathize with her, bro. I felt for her when she did that.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. I didn't really like the Win Whammy remix.
So to me, that was one of the better. So you're definitely not gonna like it. But she got a song with SZA and Doja Cat on it. So
okay, yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I probably won't give it a listen. I'm not gonna like not even no shade or nothing, but I don't know if that one's gonna get a listen. But yeah, I mean, but I agree. You know, she made all that, you know, positive music, you know, and did what she could to get on. And now it's just like, yeah, you ain't finna get played nowhere for real, except for by, I mean, if we're gonna keep it a buck, oversized white women, you know.
All right. All right. I wanted to pull up a couple more reactions to this. I was like, I might as well do my my Drake segment here on here instead of the stream. Here's Mustard's reaction. Reaction to Mustard's reaction.
I mean, hey, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, just like he said, and then he said, "Let's go Dodgers." He said, "Anyway, let's get to this game." I feel it. Shout out Mustard, bro.
Hey,
okay. I'll go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say. I mean, yeah, I figure, you know, all these people gonna feel the type of way, bro. You know, it's up for life, Will. You know, so hey, anytime they get to see. Oh, actually, okay. Once you're done with this, there's something I want to transition to real quick.
Okay. All right. Jay Hitter. Tell him Hitter did it. Man, who told him how to show a blitz? Tell him Hitter did it. Like, why? Dismiss. Crybaby. Oh, here it is. Tell him Hitter did it. DJ Head. DJ Head just posted the eye emojis, man. Hey. And then Jason Martin, formerly known as Problem. Why? Don't be mad because I'm doing me better than you doing you. Don't be mad because I'm doing me better than you doing you. A hit doggone holla, 9 p.m. As you guys know, 9 p.m. West Coast time is midnight. That's when new music comes out. That man said, I got a new project. Or he got a new song that's coming out. I guess it's towards Drake, bro. A hit doggone holla, Mike and Keys.
Nah, he just got a project.
Shout out Mike and Keys. That's they just produced Tony Snow's project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did like a whole West Coast type deal. Shout out Tony Snow, man. and had a music video that was kind of West Coast. That was cool. Okay. And then I wanted to bring up this too. I thought this was crazy, bro. I thought this was crazy, dude. This lineup right here, it's a festival that's happening next year in the UK. Lareezy posted it. Shout out Lareezy. My Lareezy stock all the way up. It's hitting right now. He about to go on tour with Lil Sims. Then he got booked here. Look at this lineup. Look at this lineup. This made me want to get a passport and go to London myself.
No,
Baby King, Daniel Caesar. Did you see this earlier?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh. Faye Webster, Sid. Why didn't they have the internet? I mean, shout out to Sid, but dang, I see Sid name. I'm like, might as well bring the internet.
Right. Ghostface,
Danny Brown, Jim Legacy. I never had a father, never had a father. Samara Sin, she was someone I thought of when you said the whole thing about rappers be scared to make songs. I thought about Joey. Joey tried to, you know what I'm saying? He tried to do it on his last album too. But especially on the remember, I used to feel so devastated.
Right.
I was like he tried it, you know what I mean? Like he tried it. Samara Sin, I felt like when she signed or whatever, because her videos became like a lot more high budget and stuff like that, she was really trying to make a lot of those like singing R&B, you know what I'm saying, more melodic songs as opposed to the hard type rapping that she does, boom bap rapping she does.
Right.
Mike, Quadeca, Party of Two, who used to be Group Therapy. They used to have Tyler James Williams. Everybody hates Chris Brother in the group, but he left the group. So Party of Two, they've been making some noise too. Mustard and Friends, Tyler the Creator, Mariah the Scientist, Rex Orange County, Sexy Red, Yeba, Clips, Vince Staples, Raven Lene, Gene Dawson. I see they name a lot. AG Club and Lareezy. Bro, this is a great lineup, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a great. It barely any UK artists too. Why they be doing all this cool stuff overseas, bro? It's like I guess because they don't get to see them as much as we do.
Facts. I'm probably going. I think I'm gonna get tickets just to go for Saturday to One Music Fest.
Oh yeah, One Music Fest got a crazy lineup this year.
Yeah, I still want to find somebody to go with, but I don't know, like, cause I got a homeboy that I would ask to go, and he might go, but it's just like it's not gonna be a fun with him because he gonna be. It's like he'll go to the stuff, but then just be there like stoic, you know?
Yeah.
Really, like moving and just kind of not really engaged. And I was gonna ask Jelani. I gotta see how he feeling. But I want to do just Saturday because Saturday is Future, Kalani.
You think Stack's coming out?
Stacks. Who's Stacks?
3K.
Oh, I don't know. That'll be interesting. I really don't know. Because it's not Future and the Dungeon Family. I think Dungeon Family performing Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, because the way they have this whole thing listed right now, it's interesting because because Jasmine Sullivan and Chief Keef is on Sunday with I think Clips is Sunday too. But I know the R&B 2000 set is on on Saturday. And yeah, and Doechii is Sunday as well. But I know Future and Kalani is for sure that day. But I'm trying to contemplate. 'Cause I really want to go, and if I can't find nobody to go with, I'm like, I might just have to just thug it and go by myself. You know, it is what it is.
You're gonna run into people down there.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, so I probably will just. I would like to go with somebody though. You know,
no, 100%. It's always better to go with people. So like in the midst of looking for people and running into people, and then you don't feel obligated to stay with them after you see them if you went by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. You know. But I know definitely. Yeah. The plan is I'm probably gonna buy my ticket this weekend Yeah, I'm probably gonna go that Saturday. I think I work that Saturday, but I'm like, I think I get off at like 4. So I'm as soon as I get off, like I'm just gonna probably just head straight downtown.
Is this your you think this is the best lineup they've had?
Um, I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I have to look at past year's lineup. I mean, I've been the past 2 years, but well, I've been the past 2 years on Sunday both times, and but I can't really remember what the lineups were last year.
Remember when J. Cole came out for Janet Jackson?
At One Music Fest.
Yeah,
No, I do not remember that.
I think that was the year we was at Kendrick.
Oh yeah, Kendrick. Oh yeah, Janet Jackson was at that one.
Kendrick was like Sunday, and Janet Jackson was Saturday night.
Oh yeah, I saw Gunna last year. Gunna, that was actually a really good performance. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Well, you saw post Joe Gunna. I saw Fat Gunna. It's big difference.
I've seen Fat Gunna too. He opened up for Travis on the Astro World Tour.
And how was the energy compare between Fat Gunna and Skinny Gunna?
Oh yeah, definitely completely different. Completely different.
There you have it. But yeah, I don't know if J. Cole had a set himself that year. Let me see. That was 2023. One Music Fest. Let me see. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, Janet Jackson, Brent Fayez. Okay, so I guess J. Cole didn't have a set. He was just in Atlanta and just pulled up. Dang, this a good year too. Looking at it, Ben Riley did One Music Fest 1 year. Are you on mute?
Dang, yeah, no, I didn't know Ben Riley did it. But this was a good lineup, right? Key Glock, because the people I saw, because Chief Keef was supposed to be there that year.
Yeah, and he didn't show up. I remember that.
Yeah, I was sick.
That was Sunday at like 4, but I was also happy because I was in line getting food, and if you in line getting food, it takes 2 hours.
Right. Yeah. Who I saw, as I said, I only went on Sunday. I saw Key Glock, Kendrick, Brent, and I think I wanted to see Tim's.
I saw Tim's. I saw the end of Tim's.
But actually, so I will say this: if I do go by myself, one positive thing is when you go with people to a festival,
go to the
people,
bathroom with them.
No, not even that. It's just certain people want to see certain things. There's a bunch of different stages going on, So it's just like, I remember it was just certain things that I was like, bro, I want to go see blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, I don't really care to see them. And it's like, dang, like, all right, well, like there was a couple I just like, all right, I'm finna just go do this then. And I'm going to come back and we'll meet back up, So when Chief Keef was happening, like I was with my cousins and they didn't really care to see Chief Keef. So I just left them and I was just like, all right, I'm finna go. But then, Chief Keef didn't show up. So that was trash. But, bro, it's funny. My cousins, they best friend came with us that year. And it was funny. They told me it's like, they're like my little sisters, So imagine, but they're 28. I think about to be 29 this year. So it's like they're little sister, but it's not like they're like super young. But it's like imagine your little sisters having like a best friend. They like, like, oh, don't talk to our best friend, cause we don't want that dynamic, So I was like, all right, bet I got you. But then we ended up getting to the function, and then I felt little vibes, and and bro, it was just funny because like I remember like that whole time that we were there, bro. Like me and her were like together because like my both of my cousins they're twins, and they got significant others. One's married, one's about to be married. So, and like they were still with those same guys back then. And then so I was like so it was just me and their homegirl, like, most of the time and stuff. And yeah, like it was really like we're kind of connected. So at the end, I was just like, man, my mind, I was like, man, I know my cousin told me not to travel. I was like, man, forget it, bro. Like, shoot, like, let me get your number. Oh, I don't give out my number.
Hey, yo, it's crazy.
Bro, I was sick. And then, like, so after that, I was just like, all right, bet, say less, Cause I was like, it'd be different if you was just like, nah, like, I don't know. It's like, you could have said anything else, but I don't give out my number. Crazy. And like,
why
so,
was you lying?
bruh, and it's just like, it'd be different if we wasn't vibing for the last like 7-8 hours,
Facts.
So, but,
You sold me a dream.
yeah, like, but and it was funny because then like afterwards I told my cousin, I was just like, yeah, and they was just like, we told you not to talk to her anyway. I was like, my bad. I should have listened. This is my fault.
They got the rich kid or what's up?
But it's funny, every time I see her, still I feel like I feel like she curved me because it is like they're best friends. But every time I still see her, bro, like her energy be like, yo, I saw them a few weeks ago, like a couple months ago. And then I was just like, she was like, yeah, I hear you be cooking and stuff. I was like, yeah, like, I be doing my meal prep every week. And so she was like, oh, I hear you be cooking. I was like, yeah, I was like, man, you know what we should do? We should do and then she was like, and so I was about to say a potluck. Like, cause after she curved me that time, bro, like I'm like, all right.
You like everything friendly, bro. We only doing friendly stuff.
Exactly. So I'm like, we should do it. She goes, a collab. I said, a collab.
What?
I'm like, the thing is, sure you don't even
a collab sound like a one-on-one.
Bro, and then she don't even cook.
What you doing? So I'm gonna be doing all the cooking. That sound like a date.
Bruh.
Playing games.
Bro, I was just like, and I was like, when she said collab, I was like, nah, that's not why. I was thinking a potluck. I mean, we could do that too, but I was thinking we just all come together as a potluck. And she's like, okay. And I told my cousin about it. I was like, bro, I feel like your friend be low key like.
You need to stop playing with my heart.
Yeah, I feel like she low key kind of, she be rocking with the kid. Oh no, she just super friendly. She is really friendly. Then I told her about the collab thing, and then she was just like, "Oh, what?" And then I told her, I was like, "Bro, like she was staring at me while we had went out. She was just staring at me, and like you see somebody staring at you, and then like you look because you see them, and then you look away because it's like I see you now. You can look away,
right?
But then if she's looking still, it's like she choosing,
Facts.
And bruh, and she was doing that. And I told my cousin about it, and she was just like, she did that. I was like, bro, yes. Like I'm like, cause I'm living a sober lifestyle now. So it's like, yeah, but I don't know. It's crazy. But this look like a good lineup, bro. I'm definitely, as I said, probably gonna get my ticket to Saturday. Like I wish they would show you exactly like who performing on what day, like so we could pull it up. But
I hate how festivals don't do that, bro.
No, facts. But yo, last thing that I wanted to bring up, bro. How did you feel about the? So, okay, actually, real quick, here it is. So Saturday is Kalani, Wale, Boosie, Future, the Dungeon Family. So the Dungeon Family is that day. The Roots with Mary J. Blige, the R&B set, and then Greg Street, and then the Southern Lady set. I'll miss that. But I'll miss that. Yeah, with Flipper T, Bankroll Knee, Rashida, and Ken the Man.
No. Why you say Bankroll Knee name like that? Don't do that to Miss ATL.
I mean, I don't even know Bankroll Knee. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yes, you do.
Who's bankroll
I
Nissi?
saw ATL.
Oh, that's who that is. Okay.
I saw ATLANTAGGAF the rest. Don't do that to Miss Atlanta.
Nah, I mean, hey, she fine.
Miss on ATL.
Nah, but I mean, I just probably won't see it. I mean,
She got a song where she rapping over DJ Yellow Joint. And I'm a bun, oh no, and that joint is hard. Like she rapping over that, and she put that out like 2 years ago before she blew up. I'm like, bro, this should have been the one that took off first.
Dang.
But yeah, shouts out to Bankroll Needs. But yeah, the Greg Street joint gonna be where Plus baby, and I know that in mine. They're like he did the Millennial Tour. Oh yeah. Plaza good show, bro. Trick Daddy, good show. Project Pat, he pray at every show. Trinidad James put on a good show, good energy. Shout out my brother Trinidad. And then Rich Kids, man. Rich Kids gonna be like the headline for me, bro. Like, what's up?
Yeah, I done seen them perform like 3 times now. So. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. It's like I wouldn't mind still going to see them, but at the same time, it don't have the same allure like it did, you know.
Shout out my brother, Shot the God, man, friend of the channel.
But Wale, I hate that 9 times out of 10 Wale and Kalani gonna be performing at the same time.
Yeah, they probably gonna be right before Future type deal.
Yeah, bro, man, that's tough. I don't know who I would want to see more between Wale and Kalani. Who would you go see?
Wale, because look, I went to a Kalani show and I left because she did The Way, like at the beginning of the show, and she did you should be here. She did you should be here, right here, baby. And that's the Kalani I was listening to. 2015 Kalani. The Way, You Should Be Here, You Should Be Here EP. That's what I was listening to. All this new stuff, I don't know them songs. So I was like, okay, I'm a dip. I was already mad that I missed Anicia. So I said, dang, I miss Anicia. Okay, go ahead. I go home. I get the message on Facebook. She brought Anicia out and Caribou came out with her. I said, oh my gosh.
Hey.
And I think I forgot my key or something like that night. It was like a bad night, bro. It was some reason I was just sitting outside my apartment complex.
Dang.
Yeah, it was not the best night for sure.
So I would want to see Kalani for her to one, because she's fine. So I would love to see her in person. I'm not even gonna hold you. Kalani been my crush since 2013 for real. Like she used to be my screensaver back in 2013.
No, 2013 before 2014, 2015 is crazy.
Bruh, I'm telling you, bruh. Kalani, I've been a fan. But also I would want to see her in person just to see her. But then also to see her perform Folded, that'll be cool. But then that Nights Like This song with her and Ty Dolla $ign, I love that song. Like, on some nights like this, shawty, I can't help but think of us. Yeah, bro. So that would be worth it. But that was some of these artists, bro. Like about the festivals, sometimes it'd be like, I really only want to see you perform 1 or 2 songs, and I don't know when you're gonna do it in your set. If I knew when you're gonna do it, then I could be able to time it a little better. Where I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go see Wale, and then just come back real quick, you know. But
yeah, Natasha Bedingfield, she was performing the festival here this past weekend. And so my coworker went. So I asked her, when she did the songs I know, the 2 songs I know, These Words and Unwritten. So I said, when she do, did she do These Words first and then go Unwritten? She said, no, she did Unwritten in the middle. I said, in the middle? And then she was like, yeah, then she did a different version of it, like a TikTok version of it after she did Unwritten at the end. I said, okay. And so yeah, but yeah, you just don't know the order, bro. Cause Essence Festival, bro. We watching Leon did a free show at Essence at the little free convention, right? Mm-hmm. This Joker did Mutt. He had 2, 3 songs after. I said, man, don't nobody know these songs, man.
No, facts. But yeah, but okay. Last thing I wanted to bring up when we were talking about the whole LA thing. How do you feel about like I know we've been kind of talking about the DDG and Jay Cinco thing. How do you feel about with Jay Cinco talking about I'm finna call, my Crip homies and then because it was one thing when he was talking about like I'm just finna call my homies because I just want to have people around me where I feel safe. But then him talking about like, yeah, then like if my boy want to jump in, then it just like it kind of is what it is. That's how we do things out here. Like, and I was just like, when he was talking like that, I was like, and that's when I had texted you and I said, I don't think that like this situation he shouldn't have made public. It's like stuff like that where it's just like, bro, I guess if y'all don't do friendly fades, where it's like fair ones and whatnot, that's cool, I guess, but I'm like, that looks at me different, made me look at you different because I'm like, that's not from where I'm from. Especially if a man challenge you one-on-one, it's like there's no reason to really jump, It's just like, especially in this situation, bro, it's just like let's just run our ones and keep it pushing, But how do you feel about that?
Well, let me play this clip first. I'm gonna play the clip.
Beat your ass, I'm gonna do this and that, blah, 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 blah. And then you don't wanna. Ain't that gang culture, nigga? Don't y'all fight all the time? I'm like, this shit should be nothing but a fucking walk in the park, nigga. Let's just box and run his fucking bag up for capaholics, nigga. Let's just get this shit over with. It's not that fucking deep. This nigga calls his Crip homies. I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't my mans. This ain't my mans. This is not my homie. You calling some niggas to come fight for you? Knowing how this shit can go, knowing how fucking far it can go, I wouldn't be surprised if this nigga was on the phone trying to put motherfucking plays together to get me robbed, whatever the fuck. I don't know what the fuck this nigga got going on. But once he did that and he trying to call niggas on me, I'm like, nah, this not my homie. Not finna.
I mean, I agree with that, bro. To be honest, I agree with it. Because it's just like, why did you have to take it there? I feel like with Jay Cinco, bro, I think he needs therapy. I don't know if he's in therapy or if he's done it, but he always kind of goes back to like his hood days and traumatic days. And it's like, bro, you out the hood. Like, I don't know if someone has told you, but you aren't in that situation anymore, buddy. You are an internet personality. Like, and he just always goes back to that. And I know a lot of people like that. You know, a lot of you probably know people like that too. Like, we're from Atlanta and stuff. So it's like when people grow up and they get good jobs and they have careers and stuff like that, it's like they still go back to that, like, I come from this. I did it. And it's like, chill. We aren't there anymore. You are at Lockheed Martin. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's Cinco, bro. Like, Cinco's literally that, bro. Like he does the thing where he got to feel like he got to clutch and everything when somebody drive past him, when he got to do it on stream and be like, I got PTSD. I can't be doing that. It's like, we get it. Like, yes, you were in the gang, bro, when you were a teenager. You sold drugs when you were a teenager, bro. You are now a streamer and a successful one at that. Plenty of kids want to be in your position. This is how I feel about that situation. You got a problem with DDG over some stuff that's just basic, like respect for men. Does this man respect me? I don't think he respects me the way he should respect me. I don't respect him. We don't see eye to eye. That is some basic stuff. He don't owe you no money. He ain't smash your girl. He ain't none of that happened.
Right.
This is on some just basic argument. I don't see eye to eye with this guy that I used to consider a friend. Why are you calling your Crip home? Why? That doesn't even account for that.
Right.
Like I said, it's not about no money. He ain't smash your girl. He ain't disrespect your. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do nothing to your mama, nothing like that. So what is this about? Like, why did you jump right to that? And like I said, I think he just still dealing with that PTSD. He need to, if he's not already or hasn't been, he need to try out therapy, bro.
No, facts, bro. Yeah, crazy when seeing the whole thing play out, as I said, like I think he shouldn't have came to the internet with it. Cause I think if he didn't come to the internet, DDG this wouldn't have been a thing, you know? I think, I think they would have people would have been asking a question, and then DDG would have been like, Cinco decided not to come to the house anymore. He wouldn't have been doing whole streams about it or whatever. And then just the fact, I don't like, what made me really change my perspective of him is just the way you're trying to, like, his justification of certain things, just even with him talking about, like, why he called it Crip homies and all that stuff, and just trying to seem all, like trying to play the good guy, And I'm like, bro, nah, you wrong, bro. It's like you trying to make it, like, the way you saying it, you like, brother, that's just how we do it, brother. Like, since brother, it's like, I'm like, dog, nah, you foul, like. And one thing I respect about DDG is he'll say what he did wrong, and he'll stand on what he did. Like he said in the clips, he was like, "Bruh, I called you. I say you was a D sucker, because of the stuff with Bruce
and Reggie.
When and Reggie, and then the stuff with Bruce, because Cinco donated money to Bruce.
Yeah, donated him. Yeah, $1,500.
Yeah, and he was like, bro, like, and yeah, I said I made you because you said call my father, and it's just like, yeah, he was like, I said all that, yes, I did, so that's why you can't go out there and say, like, expose me with nothing else, because I'm saying exactly what I did. So, but then it's like Cinco's trying to make it seem like, nah, so like, man, God, like, God gonna smite all my enemies, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, I look at it as like, a person religious is like, you, especially because DDG talks about how, like, he's like, bro, I pray every day, and I don't know, I can't, confirm nor deny none of that. But if he has a relationship with God too, I don't see God finna just smite him just for your sake. It's like, you're not supposed to wish bad upon people. You're not supposed to be thinking like, oh, so that you're gonna go down and I'm finna come up because you disrespected me. It's like, nah, like y'all were both wrong in this situation. So, and it's just like, y'all both need to learn from this. But I don't think just making it seem like, yeah, like watch, God is gonna get him. And it's like, he ain't even really do nothing for real. It's like I said, it was a disrespect. Like, it is like a fact of being disrespectful to each other. But, well, like, you felt he disrespected you. So, but it's like, I don't know. I just didn't really like from what I saw. Like, I was like, man, this ain't cool, bro.
Well, when it comes back down to it, bro, it's like, if you wanted your point to hit, it would have hit more if you just left. If you would have left and your chat would have asked you, why aren't you in Capaholics? Well, chat, since y'all asked, I felt like DDG wasn't really being respectful to me. I felt like we couldn't have deep conversations because they always talk about money, 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 money. If you would have did that and that would have been it, that would have been it. But no, on your way out, you threatened, bruh. You wanted to throw hands and then wanted to throw the Crip homies, and then you say all these stuff about him and this and that. I think when you do all of that, that's when it goes, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, it's out the window now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you can go from that, yeah, I got my Crip people on you, blah, 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 to like, yeah, God got me, I'm God's protected ones. Like, that doesn't even go together, bro. Like, people got to stop throwing God's name around, bro. Stop playing with God's name, bro, because that's not cool at all, bro. It's not. And y'all really need, you know what I'm saying, really get in that word. And really, I'm speaking to myself as well. I really need to get in that word because it's like, we can't keep throwing God's name around, bro, like that. Like, God ain't no like Labubu doll, bro. Like, ironically, some people see that as witchcraft, but like, he ain't no Labubu doll like some witch, you know what I'm saying? Something that you could just rub his head and get 3 wishes. He's not a genie, bro. Like, God is like, you got to have a genuine connection with them and get rooted into the word and not just throw them out when it's convenient for you, bro.
No, facts. And and the last thing I'll say is, as you said, with just leaving, I think like, bro, if he would have just left instead of doing the whole like get on stream, have to do this whole explanation, and then I'm finna buy a car and all this stuff. It was, and in the moment, like it was just like, okay, that's what's up. But then it's like after I look back and I was like, bro, this was so performative. Like, because
How you gonna say? I don't know what you was about to say. You was probably about to say this. But how you gonna say DDG materialistic and money, and that's what you do?
exactly, bro. No, exactly. It's like, bro, it's like, yeah, I don't know, especially the fact that you did it because of him. That's why I was just like, bro, like you just lost a lot of cool points to me, bro. Like I like Cinco always seemed like a solid dude, but I'm like, I would never go on stream just because somebody's talking about my car. And now I'm for the pot, like watch me buy a new car. It's like that's not cool. It's just like you don't really earn no points for that. But hey, he did what he did. It was funny. Like DDG was just like, hey, I want y'all to stay in those stay in the streams, bro. Like, keep giving him views. When he over there just playing basketball, playing football, stay there. And I was like, and it was funny because I was like, that really do be his content. Like he'll go a lot on stream and go hoop or play some sports and stuff. But I mean, he is like 23, so so I think that's also the difference, But
I didn't realize he was so young until he said that when he was like, pick on someone your own age. You 27, gang. I said, how old is he? I looked it up. I said, he 23?
Oh, and okay, last point about that. That was another thing that really kind of irritated me because you talking about like, I want to see like, he talking about he want to fight, bringing Crip home. I want to see you fight somebody your age. It's like, bruh, you only 4 or 5 years younger than him, bruh. Like, come on now. Don't make it seem like he just some old head. Like, that was lame to me too. Cause I'm like, bro, when I was 23, if I had a problem with somebody 27, it's between me and him. We both men. That's what it boils down to. I'm 30 right now, bro, and a 60-year-old man got a problem with me, bro. It's like I ain't finna go be like, hey, I'm finna go get my dad. It's like, bro, like, I don't know. That was just, especially the age gap being so close. I'm like, y'all both in y'all 20s, bro. Talking about I want to see you fight somebody your own age. It's like, bro, he is not that old. Like, y'all, you dragging it. Yeah, like y'all both grown men, bro. Like you and your 20, it'd be different if he was 18. Even if he was 18, if Cinco was 18, then I'll be like, all right, I can understand this a little bit better because you're still technically a teenager, And he's like older, but I'm like, bro, he's only a few years older than you, bro. Don't like. What if he was 25? Is it like, oh, that's still too old? It's like, come on, bro. That shit that was just kind of lame, but and it sucks because Lala got and getting residual pushback too, because now old clips of her coming up.
Oh yeah, no, that's really bad. That's just really bad. Like I looked at the clip of him hugging Lala and his mama in the parking lot and they talking and stuff like that. And I'm just looking at Lala like, how long is she about to stay here, bro? Like, and I'm like, I hope she don't leave this man, like, cause he kind of need her right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man kind of hit a low by doing all that to DDG, bro. Like, if he would have left Capaholics quietly, like, he would have had a chance to at least, you know what I'm saying, still be around him to help his content out. Going by himself and burning that bridge, it's like, bro, now you got to stand on the island, bro. And a lot of your content coming out was collaboration.
Right. Nah, it's crazy seeing the clip that I saw with Ruby Rose, like talking about Lala. I was like, dang. Dang. Because it puts in the different, because this was years ago, and it's like, don't be putting on this whole like you just this innocent girl, like you just a sweet girl. And that was the thing. It's like that is Lala kind of persona. It's like this innocent, sweet kind of girl, but it's like she be a little grimy, And like she said this before, like talking about how like I've done wrong to Ruby done wrong to me, it was just a very toxic like friendship, blah blah blah, Like I've seen her talk about that, but I will say it is I don't know. It puts it in a different perspective when you hear Ruby start to break it. When you heard Ruby break it down back then, and it's like, she got out the limelight for a good little minute, and so it's like she's so far removed from that. She became a whole new persona with her and Cinco, But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, bro. I pray for the best for them, because as you said, if she leaves him, especially like at this time, like that's gonna hurt. One thing I thought about, bro. I like the fact that Cinco didn't get invited to Mafia-thon. That was kind of crazy. I didn't think about that till later.
Cinco
But
was on Mafia-thon.
He was.
Yeah, he did Mafia like 2 nights.
Oh, okay, so I didn't
remember Reggie like didn't acknowledge him. Like Reggie didn't acknowledge him, and Reggie didn't acknowledge India Love, and that was before we knew if DDG was gonna show up for real.
Oh, okay. So no, I didn't see that. Yeah, because it was a lot of nights. I like once they got to Mafia, I was like, all right.
I'm on a different time zone, so like I was up a little later, so I got to see at least the start of Mafia to see who was there, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah, that was the one thing. It would be like, bro, they getting late, bro.
Bro, they start Mafia at like 2 a.m., bro.
Bro, exactly, man.
They started Mafia like 2 a.m. I was trying to look it up, see if I could find it, so I could show you at least a thing of him in Mafia.
Okay, yeah, because I looked at cause I typed in, like, I looked to see if he was on Mafia, and I was like, I didn't see him on there. I was like, how Cinco didn't get on there?
Yeah, no, he was there because you know how Kai was just bringing people from Streamer University.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't bring the other Kai. Like, but he brought Cinco. Yeah, I was watching it. I can't find it. Let me see if it's Reggie. Dang, where is it? Well, oh wait, is this a clip of him? No, this Max and Silky. Shout out Max and Silky. Oh wait, hold on. I want to see this. This is an old clip. I need to see this now. Hold on. I need to see what bruh said. Like when the cameras was on and stuff like that, bro.
Man, this my bro, so you talking to a nigga. I'm just saying, I feel like bro took what you said out of context, as far as like he probably took it too serious. You know what I'm saying? Because in real life we don't give a fuck about what's going on. You feel me? And it be like I get what bro saying, but I get what you saying. You feel me? Like when you said, oh, like I don't know. I personally don't like Cash App scams personally, only because what Reggie's saying is like that shit fall back on bro, because he put the bitch on, then the bitch posted a Cash App scam. Then it fall back on bro because she's scamming bro fans. You feel me? So bro probably looked at you like, you saying that shit cool, like you condoning my fans getting scammed type shit. But it didn't have to go to the route he took it. You feel me? He could have went about it a different way.
Yeah, but I got 4 words though. Who gives a fuck?
I feel like
you still don't go on there talking about.
No, 100. But that's what I'm saying.
On that trash that music, nigga.
No, 100. That's what I'm saying, nigga.
Dang, bro. At the end of the day, DDG only cares if you talk about his music, bro. He only cares if you talk about his music, bro.
Bro, if it's not about the music, he really do not care. But as soon as you say something about his music, bro, it's up.
His album just came out, and apparently he was talking about Holly in there. He talking about Holly in there because someone just texted me. They said, "I can't wait until y'all hear that song," and I said, "Oh snap!" It was like that. But I can't find a clip of Jay Cinco here. He was definitely here, bro. Like,
bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, I looked it up. I was like,
I literally watched the episode, bro. Like, I'm not making this up. And Reggie ignored him, and it was like a deal. Like, it was a clip thing. Let me see if I put in Lil Rodney son. Lil Rodney son. Where is his? Because I seen it, bro. Like, I was watching it, and then I seen the clips. Bro, they must have scrubbed it from the internet, but I promise you I saw it. I'm going to have you stay on for my last thing because I was just like, I'm going to just count this as tonight's stream, bro.
Right.
Well, because the thing was the Drake stuff, and then I just had a couple other things. So I'm going to do this one more, and it is this. DJ Westwood. DJ Tim Westwood down in the UK has been charged with 4 counts of rape and multiple counts of SNIA. London's Metropolitan Police say. Not Tim Westwood, no. Shout out Tim Westwood, bro. He had Ray Shrimmer freestyle for 19 minutes straight. He had Migos freestyle for like 20 minutes straight. Some of my favorite freestyles ever, bro. Former Radio 1 DJ Tim Westwood charged with 4 counts, bro. Emma Saunders. Ex-BBC Radio 1 and former Capital Extra DJ Tim Westwood has been charged with 4 counts of rape. The Metropolitan Police has said the 68-year-old has also been charged with 9 counts of indecent and 2 counts of SA. The charges related to 7 women with allegations spanning from 1983 to 2006. Gosh, Lee. That's a long range to be doing that. Westwood is set to appear in Westminster's Magistrates Court on November 10th. He's been charged with, in 1983, a 17-year-old girl allegedly indecently in the Fulham area of London. In 1986, a woman in her 20s allegedly in the Vauxhall area of London. Between 95 and 96, a female between 17 and 18 was allegedly taken advantage of. It is also alleged the same woman was, the same time frame between 2000 and 2001, female between 17 and 18, allegedly taken advantage of, indecently aid in London. 2010, a woman in her 20s, allegedly taken advantage of in London. 2010, a woman in her 20s, allegedly S-aid in Stroud. In 2016, a woman in her 20s, S-aid in the Finchley area of London. Gosh, Lee. Jeez Louise, man. Yeah, how you feel about this? He denied the claims of misconduct.
I mean, that's crazy. Especially so many different accounts, you know. I don't know, bro. It sounds like it's over for my boy. I mean, it could. I'm not discrediting any victim, but I'm saying, it could easily be one of those cases where a lawyer, rounded up a bunch of people and was just like, we can probably get a little thing out of this, But at the same time, I think I'm more on the side of like, yeah, you probably was out here doing something wrong, But I will say, it's interesting. Like, there was a show on Apple TV called The Morning Show where one of the main co-hosts got fired for harassment, and pretty much like he saw that consenting every time but then they showed an episode where it was him and one of the young ladies, and he made the move, and the girl didn't say no, but it was just like, and he wasn't like super aggressive, but he was very straightforward with what he was trying to get. And then afterwards, she felt like, oh, you did something, and it was even like on Apple TV, it was like marked like, warning, sexual violence. And I said it wasn't nothing crazy, but it was still like him being very straightforward. Like he grabbed her butt while they were in his hotel room and stuff like that. So I could see it be one of those things where, and maybe Westwood mind, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Like y'all didn't say nothing, but that's the thing you learn. I remember learning that in college, just because the girl doesn't say no doesn't mean that she wants to do it, And so, I mean, hey, his mind is like it was all consensual, but it's, if the girl's uncomfortable and, you got to kind of live with that, man,
You need an absolute yes, and the yes can be taken away at any time, man. Like that's a big lesson, like you said, that you get at the end of high school and into college, bro. Like, you don't play around with that consent. Like, you need to be undoubted, verbal, the whole nine, bro, for sure.
Thanks.
So, yeah, that's just the lesson right there. Tim Westwood. It looks like you're cooked, buddy. You're cooked.
Right.
And yeah, man, it just is what it is. I did want to read this because I had this up here too. It's just a little statement from Julie Van Loo. Shout out to Julie Van Loo. I want to read this. First EuroLeague game at 32. A late bloomer? Maybe. But this has always been one of my biggest goals. People always ask me why it's my first time. It's hard to explain. My career wasn't always stable. I spent years trying to find myself on the court to figure out how I wanted to play, who I wanted to be as a player. At some point, I stopped waiting for opportunities to find me. I started to hunt them because I was hungry, still am. WNBA rookie at 31. EuroLeague debut at 32. My journey is mine, and I wouldn't change a thing. To everyone out there chasing something, follow at your own speed. Don't compare your path to anyone else's. Work hard, stay hungry. If you want it bad enough, the opportunity will come. Trust me. W. Julie Van Loo, man. W. Julie Van Loo, for sure. For sure, bro. Chase your dreams, bro. To make her debut at 31 in the States and then make her debut back in Europe at 32 is huge.
Right.
And man, you gotta shout that out, bro. I was looking at dang Eve Wembanyama last night. Victor's sister. So I'm up here watching her highlights. I'm like, oh, she's good. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till she gets old enough to be in the league. Bro, she's 23. I said, why is she in the league already? She don't want to come to America? Like, what's going on? So I don't know. That whole overseas stuff is kind of weird on the women's side for real. But yeah. Any thoughts, Mo, on like Julie Van Loo getting her first EuroLeague game at 32 after playing her first WNBA season at 31?
No, I mean, just shout out to her, bro. You said like consistently, chasing your dreams. The only thing that's gonna stop you is yourself at times, man. So, I'm happy for her. And it is crazy, that I guess where was she at before this when for her to be a rookie at 31? Like, did she just stop playing?
She had to be playing somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Let me see, like 2023. 2022. I'll put 2022. Let's see. She was in the league in 22. How old is she now? Let me see. 32. She 32 now. So what's she talking about? I was a rookie.
She was a rookie last year and then EuroLeague this year.
I'm trying to see like a full WNBA stats. Like you said, yeah. Last year and this year, 2024, 2025. Okay. Belgium. This is this year though. I'm trying to see like what's going on though. 2022, she played for Italy's Monticello and Russia's. So she's just playing in random like overseas leagues.
Oh, okay.
In EuroLeague, kind of like one of the big leagues.
Right. Okay.
And then she participated in 3-on-3.
Hey, shout out to her, man. As I said, don't give up.
No, 100%. I think one of the biggest stories that we hear recently is Griselda, Benny the Butcher in particular, popping off at 32. You know what I'm saying? 32, 33. Let me see how old Benny is now.
He got to be like 41, 42. Nah, because I think he popped off way older than 30.
Yeah, 33. But they popped off 2018?
Yeah, he was like, they were in their latter 30s.
No, he's 33.
And
if they popped out 2018, that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, true.
So he was 33 when he popped off. Yeah, but he's one of those like don't give up guys for sure. And then 2 Chainz, obviously one of the more famous stories, but yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Jid,
buddy, that played for the Lakers that 1 year.
Oh yeah, Andre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rayvon.
Mm-hmm. How old is Rayvon?
Rayvon got to be like 33, bro. Rayvon.
Right. Did you see?
They got him
It's
at
crazy.
29 up here.
Okay, but it's crazy. How they put certain artists like for the Grammys, they got new artists of the year, and they got what's her name?
Who,
It's
Raven?
no, she a Hispanic singer. Well, she's a Hispanic woman that sings like R&B
Right?
music. Nah, I cannot. Couldn't be me. Jessie Reyes.
Oh, Jessie Ray has been out for like 10 years, ain't she?
Bruh, that's what I'm saying.
She done
She
had like a little
petitioned to be.
flirtation relationship with Drake in 2016.
She had a relationship with Drake in 2016.
Hold on. Well, hold on. Let me see. Jessie Reyes, Drake. They collaborated on the song Zodiac Sign. They have a notable friendship. Yeah. They had a thing. It was a thing.
Yeah. But she is looking to be added as a what's it called? New artist of the year for Grammys.
Here it is. 5 years ago. They got Rory and Mal on the pod. That's how you know it's old.
Right.
Yeah. I knew I've heard of her and Drake for a little while. Cause she from Canada.
Okay, I didn't know she was from Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me make sure before we keep going. Yeah, Canadian singer. She's already been nominated for a Grammy. How's she gonna be the dang new artist? Come on, man. Stop playing with me, bro. Raven Lene, that is your reward. Go ahead, Mo.
Okay, maybe because I swore it said new because she posted on her Instagram and it was like y'all vote for me. First time Grammy nominee. What was it? It was like cause let me see. Cause I swear it was like, vote for me for new artist. I'm almost positive, but maybe I'm tripping. I will also say shout out to her that her last album that she dropped, Paid in Memories, very good song. Very good song. I mean, very good album, my bad. But yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't heard it. It's one of those things that I feel some people, if you like some of those like slower kind of deeper R&B tracks, you'll like this, but yeah. I'm trying to find the dang post. I can't even find it.
I was trying to see it myself.
Yeah, because it's not on her gram anymore.
Addison Ray submitted. I ain't gonna lie. This is definitely Raven Lene's award for sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
Best new artist. Oh yeah, look at this, bro. This is definitely not best new artist. This 2020. First time nominee has arrived at the Grammys.
Nah, facts. Dang, I cannot find the post no more. Okay.
You think Clips gets best rap album?
I think it's a very, very good possibility.
The birds don't sing. The birds don't sing. They screeching pain.
Yeah, no, I definitely can see them getting it. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I would. I'm trying to think who else would I put over it. I mean,
Chromacopia is going to be nominated.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would put Chromacopia. Like that would be my favorite album, but I just think as I said, that's a personal favorite. I can see a lot of people not putting that over it, but at the same time, I can see Chromacopia winning too.
You gotta think people gonna be by the time they vote, Chromacopia is like already old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like Clips is fresher in our minds.
But you know, the people who vote, they probably gonna go back and listen to the albums and stuff. But yeah, they'll probably put clips. Cause I mean
They love Tyler though. Tyler done won the last 2 albums he put out.
right. So I mean it's gonna be interesting. As I said, I would
She
definitely
submitted.
hey,
Your girl from London. The song is like she on the bus. And in the music video, she like the first line of the song is like, I'm pegging that man on the back of the bus. So that
What?
tells you everything you need to know about her, bro. She like Meg the Stallion, but for London people, bro.
Okay.
But a lot more like shock value. Like the first line of the song is, I'm pegging that man on the back of the bus.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm trying to see. Dang, did anybody else submit other than WizKid and Addison Rae? They fans done spoiled the whole thing. They done did the whole algorithm. But yeah. All right. Well, it's been almost 3 hours. I know we said we weren't gonna do a 3-hour show, but I decided to make this the stream for the day as well. So Mo, anything else you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Oh man, nah, that's pretty much it, man. You know, hey, find me on Instagram at RBMO___. Find me on what is that? TikTok at Rubberband Mo. Find me on X at MoNose_. And yeah, hey, shout out to our boy Jelani. You know, I wore the hoodie, you know, and solidarity for our boy. You know, we'll see you soon, man. You know, you had to take a little pod off. But yeah, we'll be back at it next week, y'all.
No, for sure. Shout out my boy Jelani for sure. Hey man, we'll see y'all next week on 1 a.m. Pod. Y'all subscribe to the 1 a.m. Pod page, please. Everything like that, follow up over there. Listen on all places where you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, all the things. And we'll see you on 1 a.m. Pod next week, and you'll see me on this page tomorrow at some point as well. So appreciate you, Mo, as always, bro.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.
Chicks on your APs, looking like weeds.